Wow, wow. Just plain wow. I hate this stupid shit. I hate this stupid shit. Here, let's try it this way. Let's see if it works better that way. Oh, it does. Shocker. 10th? Now, these are trying to call your own spots like way more aggressively now. Now you're now it's 10th. Hey Paul, how's it going? It's going. How's it going with you? Ugh. Fuck, dude. A bunch of nonsense. Hey Paul, I find your rant on JF kind of worryingly SJW-ish. You say they're wrong, so we shouldn't debate them. They're wrong. No, go ahead and debate. I don't care. If you think it's not going to be a waste of your time to go debate them, then go ahead and do it. But yeah, I'd rather not fucking spend a whole nother stream explaining this to somebody. So do whatever you want. You're absolutely right, dude. Total SJW argument, and you're totally gonna be the crusader that fucking puts a spear through the heart of white nationalism. Go for it, bro. Go heat it up. Hey, Paul, what's your fave painter? Probably Salvador Dali. Forehead's red. Yeah, this is this happens to me when my allergies are really bad. It's like I beat my head against a wall. Debating isn't for the person you're debating, it's for the people on the fence. Nobody's on the fence with this. I mean, that's pretty much anybody you debate, though. Anytime you go into a debate, be prepared to have every fact that you're going to bring up, called wrong. Um, I mean, that usually goes both ways in a debate. It really isn't. It's more about the position that it has in culture, and that's really what I was trying to shoot for there. It's like people wonder why this shit has such a position of importance, and then they give it this giant position of importance. And it's like, well, if you follow my advice and laugh at them, then, like I said, they have to retreat because they're bad at humor. I mean, right wing fucks have always been bad at humor. Yeah, it's just allergies, guys. I'm fine. Don't worry about it. Everything's blooming. Histamines and what have you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Histamines and whatnot. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you just gotta, I don't know, marshal your own fucking time, dude. Like, figure out how to spend your time and what's important to you. You know, if I made a mistake with anything, it was telling people what to do, which is always a mistake now. Go ahead and treat it like it's the most intellectual fucking thing you've ever heard. Treat it like it's fucking important. Treat it like it's a mainstream thought that, you know, we're having a public debate about if you want. See how that works out for you. We lefties need to build a spaceship and fly it. No, no, no. No. The last thing I want to do is be stuck on a fucking intergalactic spaceship with a bunch of leftists. Fuck that. No. Nobody. You open your mouth in the shape of an O so I can imagine you blowing me. Okay, George, here you go. Good. That's about right, right? That should scrape all the sides and shit. How's DS9 going? It's going, man. It's going. That's a little way. Damn. Damn. I love that disappointed damn that Gordon Ramsay gives out when he's expecting more from somebody and they don't deliver. Damn. Damn. Zinc supplements. I have no thoughts on Far Cry anything, dude. Not a single thought. I have no idea. The patron content is going to end up where it ends up. More than likely not on YouTube. But we're looking at different options for archiving and stuff, so. Meh. Just sick of Far Cry, dude. Tired of it. Tired of the premise. I'm tired of the game. I'm tired of the fucking style of game. I'm just done, dude. Far Cry in the future, Far Cry in the past, Far Cry in the present, Far Cry at my ass, Far Cry here, Far Cry there, Far Cry dropping deuce in my underwear. Fuck it. Tired of Far Cry. I think we did cover this, but who the fuck knows, man? Is there a game that you're actually excited about? No. No, no, no. Most major games are creatively stale, even if they are well designed. I mean, that's usually true. I haven't seen Melancholia because I feel like it's going to be one of those movies that I leave depressed. And, you know, not that that's a bad thing for a movie to instill in you, but I'm usually not looking for an excuse to be depressed. I've usually got plenty of excuses. Is there any SIGs in this pack? I don't know. Let's see. Nope. It's empty. Well, there's like a partial in there. So I guess it's not empty. Ugh. Millennium Falcon design. Whoa. Will pop up soon as well, and the other part of a book trilogy, for example, is a great direction. Oh, yeah. What? Get the fuck out of here. Shoo. Go type nonsense in somebody else's chat. My nonsense reactions aren't good. There are people out there that are way better at nonsense reaction. Go do that shit in their chat. Oh yeah, top chat, huh? Probably a good point. Let's put that on. Oy vey. Top chat it up. It's already better. It was on the top chat. Oh, well, whatever. At least it's not surrounded by duty now. Bari, Italy, huh? Or Bari. Cool. Got a place I can crash, dude. I feel like going to Italy for a couple of weeks. You got a pad. You got a pad I could crash out for a couple of weeks, dude. I feel like just laying around in Italy and eating pasta and getting fat. You got a pad. I'm going to school for HVAC. Hopefully in 16 months I'll have a good job. I wasted the last 5 years being Brett Keane. That's cool, man. I mean, dude, HVAC is it's a good profession, man. I've had friends and family that worked in air conditioning and shit. You make a lot of money, and you're always in demand, especially in the fucking summer and shit. Yeah, no, I saw that. That was funny as fuck. I thought you guys were memeing me because I kept looking and there was no goddamn spider, but there he is, dude. I went back and watched the timestamp, and sure enough, there's a goddamn spider. What's your favorite 90s animated series like X-Men, Spider, or other? I mean, if I had to pick a favorite from the 90s, it'd probably be Ren and Stimpy. I can't overestimate how foundational that type of humor was to me as a kid. So Ren and Stimpy was pretty much unstoppable. Batman was good. Yeah, all of those you mentioned were good. I liked the X Men. The da na 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 da na 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 da na 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 na. Yep, had great intro music. Yeah, that X Men show was pretty dope, but it was no Ren and Stimpy. I have played the first Fear game. Yeah, it was pretty good, but it's basically jump scare the game. It's like an action game with the in between times are basically just filled with jump scares. But it was pretty good. It was one of the first games to successfully pull off bullet time. um, Played Splendor Man. Uh, no, Splendor Man. I've never played Splendor Man. What's that about? What's Splendor Man about, dude? Full food god for a song you're making? Oh no, dude. Do you think girls who bodybuild are attractive? I guess it depends on the girl who bodybuilds. Like I'm not into like the super big ass, ripped ass muscles, but a muscly chick, I can get down with that. She just fit. I can get down with some muscliness, but yeah, no, I don't think I could hang with like chicks that look like Lou Ferrigno, minotaurs. It's the lamest sport. The lamest sport. Hmm. Probably like bowling, honestly, right? I just flip through my head and I'm just like, you know, badminton. Nah, curling's way cooler than bowling, dude. Like, curling is pretty dope. Bowling sucks. Curling, they gotta, like, polish the ice in front of the big rock. Yeah, we'll check out your flash fried stuff. We got a ton of them. Apparently, all we needed was to use a really shitty one once to convince people that we needed some decent ones because we got a bunch of really funny ones. So that's good. It's only a once a week show, you know, so we can only use them so fast. No, dude, fishing is all right. Bowling, like it's way lamer to bowl. Like what's lamer? Here's victory in both of those things, right? What do you look dorkier doing? Bowling a strike or catching a fish? In my mind, you look way dorkier bowling a strike than catching a fish. So bowling just wins, hands down. Bowling isn't boring to do; it's just boring to watch, which makes it a terrible sport. Once again, it just like you're like it's another point against bowling. I mean, you're not gonna make the like. Come on, dude. You're not gonna make the bowling requires movement argument, right? Right? Come on, dude. Watching fishing is boring too. Yeah, you're right, but not as boring as watching bowling is. Dude, sports fishing is a thing, man. It has every you can't like just exclude fishing as a sport. It has everything a fucking some other bona fide sport has. Audiences and tournaments and championships and teams and yeah, no, it's a sport. It's a sport. It's the most exciting sport for me. I don't know. It's a toss up between basketball and football. I watched a lot of basketball as a teenager. I've watched a lot of football my whole life. It really depends on the game, though. You can get some really boring ass fucking football games. Same thing with basketball games. But at their peak, I think those two have potential. Boxing's pretty good too. You're right. I spent a lot of time watching boxing, and it's very similar to those other two, though. A lot of times, you know, you gear yourself up for a good boxing match, and you get two dudes hugging each other for 9 rounds before any action happens. You know, that's never good. But that same exact thing can happen in basketball, can happen in football, just like slogging ass stalemates where nobody ever gets a leg up, low score games. Like, those can be very boring. But I don't know. Surprised there isn't a sport based on sex yet. Who said there isn't? I bet there is. It's just not recognized as a sport because prudes, you know. Hockey, yeah, hockey can be fun to watch, but like only live for me. I can't even imagine like watching a hockey game on TV. Just like a foreign concept to me, but hockey games are fun to be at. You go, you're in the audience, get 3 or 4 beers, get a nice buzz going. Hockey's fun. Hockey's your favorite sport to watch on TV? I can't hang with hockey on TV. I'm sorry. Too damn low scoring. Yeah, you might catch like a puck right in the mouth or something, knock all your teeth out. Yeah, fight breaks out every once in a while. You like to watch women's volleyball when you're jacking off? Cool. Good for you. I mean, I don't blame you. Some nice booty bouncing going on there. Hockey is fun to watch, slamming people against the glass wall. Yeah. A good hard check is fun to see. If you had to fight a monster from Doom 1, one on one, hand to hand, what would you choose and how would you defeat it? From Doom 1? I don't think I could beat anything. Like, I'm thinking about all the enemies in Doom 1. There was, just the zombie guys with the machine guns. But I got to beat them hand to hand, so I'm fucked there. There's 2 different kinds of zombie guys with machine guns, actually. There's the regular foot soldier guys, and then the big machine gun guys. Then there's imps, and there's cacodemons, and there's barons of hell, and there's a cyber demon, and I'm probably a wraith. Probably missing a few. But I don't think I could beat any of those things fucking hand to hand. If I'm being honest, if my power, if I am who I am sitting here, I mean, I'd probably have a best chance against the zombie, you know? I mean, I'd be stupid to pick anything higher tier than that to go hand to hand with. Unless I could find a bike pump. If I could find a bike pump, I'd go up against the cacodemon, dude, because I'd just run around behind it, because they were always really slow to turn around. So I'd just run up behind it and stick the fucking bike pump in it and... But you said hand to hand, so that's right out. Yeah, I don't know, man. Probably the zombie, and I'd probably just try and rush it and dodge its machine gun fire until I got close enough to hit it in the face. I don't know. Hope I get the machine gun away from it. Is lifting weights a sport? At a competitive level, it is, yeah. Like deadlifting and like, yeah, you know. In my mind, if they have an Olympics medal for it, then it's a sport. And they've got multiple Olympic medals for weightlifting, so. Arm wrestling? I think arm wrestling should be a sport, honestly. In fact, I think it is. It's treated like one. I mean, there are like arm wrestling federations and world arm wrestling championships, so arm wrestling's a sport. I'm writing a feminist paper. It's fun trying to get to that fine line of real opinion and parody. You got to know when to cross it, too. That's the hardest part. Walking the line can be pretty simple, but knowing when you can step over the line for effect, that's the tough part. Competitive drumming. Yeah, I don't know how they work that out. Musical pursuits and sports are usually different, but I don't know. If video games can be a sport, then I guess music can. If you went back to Renaissance time, would you and your knowledge, would you be a good, would I be good for them to have? With my knowledge, if I was back in medieval times, probably not. No, I'd probably be absolutely worthless to them. Because I don't know how any of the fucking scientific or technological advancements that have been made since fucking medieval times actually were discovered. You know what I mean? I mean, I might be able to help with something, but they'd have to quiz me. You know what I mean? They'd have to find out what it is that I know because I wouldn't even know what to offer them. I mean, I try and imagine myself transported back to just a medieval town with wagon ruts, mud, fucking shithole, and then I try and imagine myself actually trying to use some knowledge from now to help that. I wouldn't even know where to start. Like, what would they need most? And would I know enough about it to help them? I probably wouldn't be killed for sorcery because I wouldn't know a goddamn thing. I'd be killed for being an ignorant fuck who transgressed in some way or stayed out too late or walked down the wrong road at the wrong time. Yeah, like weapons technology. Okay. So I could go like, yeah, make a gun, and they're gonna be like, what? And I'm gonna be like, yeah, make a gun. Like a gun. It's a pistol thing that you hold in your hand and you shoot it and bullets come out. How does one do that? Be like, I don't know. How does one build this gun? Be like, I don't know. I'd be like, burn the liar. Like, shit. I would give them a priceless gift. Weed. They already had it. You think they weren't smoking weed back then? Fucking crazy. Yeah, I honestly don't know that I'd be able to help them with anything. I mean, there's some shit maybe like wash your hands, right? Right? Cuz disease was really bad back then and hygiene was really bad. So I could give them like maybe I found a little inroad here. I could give them some like modern hygiene tips and shit, right? How to wash your hands before and after every meal, how to wash your hands after you touch your dick or your ass, how to wash your hands, just kind of like every once in a while and make sure they're nice and clean. Don't dump sewage in your water supply. I mean, I think they knew that by the medieval times. Teach them how to cook pork. Yeah, that'd be smart. Yeah, I could teach them how to cook pork and chicken right so that they don't die of like E. coli or salmonella or something. How to wash their hands after they touch it. Yeah, I could probably teach them some shit. I could probably give them a tip here and there, you know? It'd be very straightforward stuff. Teach, 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 teach. I'm more of a social justice rogue, actually. I'm not a social justice warrior or a social justice mage. I'm more of the social justice rogue, you know. I pick their pockets. I let the warrior take the brunt of the attack, and I sneak around behind him and I pick their pockets. Social justice paladin, huh? Oh shit! Look out! We got a badass over here. I think it's possible that the same thing humans originated from landed on another planet. What do you mean? Wait a minute. What the fuck was that question? The same thing humans originated from landed on another planet? What did humans originate from? Did they figure this out while I was asleep or something? Did I miss the CNN update on my phone? What happened here? What are you talking about? What humans came from? There's a theory that life came to this planet by a comet. Right, but if that happened, right, and the comet hit the planet, then how did it? What's the? Oh, is the theory that like the comet flew by and like what was in its tail sprinkled on the Earth and started life? Is that what we're talking about here? Panspermia. Yeah, I think so. Um, yeah, so if, we pass through the tail of a comet and those elements are what, initially seeded life on this planet or something, there's some microbes in the tail of the comet or something, then yeah, there's a good chance that it breezed by some other planet in some other galaxy. Dude, give up on that, Joanne. It just ain't gonna happen, man. It just ain't gonna happen, dude. We live in the age of like type everything you can as fast as you can with both your thumbs on your fucking mobile device and hit enter quickly. There's no like proofreading anymore. It's just like trust my phone to correct any dumbass mistakes I make. Blah 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 blah. Oh, that's interesting. They didn't have Mary Jane back in Europe. Well, that explains a lot of the fucking bullshit. Explains the Inquisition. I guess I should have known that they didn't have it, because no society of potheads would have ever prosecuted the Inquisition, you know? So, I guess that makes sense. Dinor, quit rubbing your face on things. Come here. Why are you doing that? Why are you rubbing your face on a place where you probably pissed earlier? Huh? What's that accomplishing, boy? You want to explain it to me? Just like literally rubbing your face in the dirt. Right after the girls gave you a haircut and a bath, and you're over there rolling your face in the dirt like an idiot. Why you do that? Huh? How come? Come here. Come on. Come up here. Oh. Oh my goodness, you're so huge. He's a big boy. Hi. Oh, there he is. Say hi to everybody. Say hi. Look, look, look. You see you? You see your picture? You see your picture? Yeah, we don't go over there and rub your face in that again. I just told you no. It's a vibration collar that's on him, not an electric collar. I don't use those. It when he barks, it beeps at him, and if he barks again, it beeps at him a second time, and then if he barks a third time, it beeps really long, and then it vibrates. And he goes. It actually doesn't work very well on him. It works way better on Salvador. It's actually he's made some progress with it, but yeah, I'm very very much against shock collars. But yeah, put the vibration collar on myself. I actually did set it off once just to make sure, you know. It's like, well, let me see what this feels like. It's just it's just tingly and unpleasant. Paul, I have a very serious question. Have you ever? I'm not going to answer that, dude. I'm not going to answer that. That's too serious. You're being too serious. Okay. A dream. Oh, I was just about to read your comment and you removed it. Why so serious? If you became God over everything, what would I do? I'd immediately destroy everything and then myself. My brother hates it when you get close to the camera and spread your lips like this. Is that what he hates? Is that pretty close? What would your dream job in the entertainment artistic practice be if you had unlimited resources? I mean, if I had unlimited resources, I'd want to start a movie studio and a game studio. So I'd start a movie studio and a game studio, and I'd basically do the same thing at each. I would, with my unlimited resources, hire the most talented people in both of those professions and all of those professions. I'd get contracts with all of them. You know, the most talented screenwriters in Hollywood, the most talented game designers in the industry. I'd poach them all with a better contract than they were getting. And then I would sit them all down and I'd say, look, every last one of you got into this business because you had a game or a movie that was burning in the back of your head that you were hoping one day to get the position to make. Well, now is your day. Every last one of you is going to get to make that game, your passion game. You guys all decide who gets to go first. Everybody's going to help, you know. And I would just turn these creative people loose, making the things that they wanted to make from the get go without having to worry about censorship and fucking ridiculous, you know, studio oversight and shit. It's about like, you know, cutting the artists loose and letting them make good shit. So that's what I would do with unlimited resources. I'm not sponsored. Ashley just got this for me one day. They were doing like a promotion and it says, "Don't be salty, bro." So I wear it to remind myself, or at least I try to remind myself not to be salty. Man, I think this is it's a kind of a sad day, guys, because I think this is officially the last day I'm going to be able to hang sitting out here during the day. It's right at that level of like humidity that's not comfortable to sit out in. So I've got a feeling tomorrow it'll be 1 or 2 degrees hotter than this and just unbearable out here. And summer will have begun. Dinor, come here. Come on. Come on. Come over here. Chill out. I don't want you over there by the gate. You don't need to be over there. All you're gonna do is stand over there and bark. All you're gonna do is stand over there and bark. Yeah, most houses, most residences in the U.S. are air conditioned. Some exceptions. The apartment I had in Bellevue, Washington, actually wasn't air conditioned because it just didn't need to be. It never really gets hot enough to justify it there. Love bugs. I ain't seen them yet, but I'm sure they're on their way. Get a pool. Yeah, good idea. Good idea. I'll get a pool. What happened to my hand? I got eaten alive by mosquitoes sitting out here one night. Literally got feasted on. I'm covered in these. Look at this. So here's one hand. These are all mosquito bites. I think there's some on. Okay. Keep going up the arm. Here's one. Then on this arm, there's one. Here's another crop of them there. I sat out here. All of this happened one night when I was sitting out here fucking yapping with you guys, and it was one night. I sat out here one night too long without any protection from the there. It's all over my fucking legs too. They got up my pants. Oh yeah, I probably got fucking West Nile and malaria and Zika and all kinds of crazy shit. Who knows, dude? I haven't been to the doctor. I mean, I might be, like I said, I might be riddled. How much has my life degraded since I moved from what to Louisiana from Seattle? I guess certain things about my life might have degraded. I'm certainly not in an area that I think is as nice to live in. Um, but as far as like my personal and professional position, it's only strengthened since I moved here. So I got no arguments there. Things have just steadily and consistently gotten better for me in that arena since I've been here. I mean, that was the main reason why we moved here in the first place was because it's just cheaper to live here, and that's true. For what we're paying for this house, the four of us that live here, that it's about $600 more a month that I was paying for a one bedroom apartment in Bellevue. So that gives you an idea of the difference between here and there. This is a hold on, let me see. Well, it's a big 2-story house. It's a 4 people living here, and the rent on it is only $600 or $700 more than I was paying on a one bedroom in Seattle. So that's why we moved. And you can bet your fucking sweet ass that I'm glad that I'm not paying that type of rent right now, because it allows the money that I am making to pay down debt and all the other crazy fucking bullshit. Would you ever consider moving to a cheap city in a weed friendly state like Pueblo, Colorado? Maybe. I mean, really, if I'm looking to live in a place, what really matters is that it's able to support my business. So I need to be able to get really good internet. I'm assuming you can get really good internet in Pueblo. Then yeah, I wouldn't rule out, but I'd also look at a lot of cities in California if I was going that route. If I'm gonna live in a shitty little suburb somewhere, it might as well be 20 minutes from the beach or the mountains or both. I live in Colorado. If you move here, don't go to Pueblo. All right. How are the people where you live? Made any friends, connections outside of TJ and Scotty? Most of the people, in fact, all of the people I know down here, I know through TJ and Scotty. Um, so yeah, I don't really, I'm not a super outgoing guy. Number one, and number two, I'm at a point in my life where I'm not really trying to collect more friends, if that makes sense. Like making a new friend is not something I ever shy away from, but I'm not really looking for new friends. I've got a fucking stack of friends. Um, I feel like I know enough people that way, so I'm not actively out there like I want to meet some people. I want to meet some people of like mind around here. That's just not. I'm not searching that out. I've got that. So one of the things that I learned in therapy, in talk therapy, was that you really only need one good friend. In fact, that's what most people in the world have. Um, some people aren't even lucky enough to have that. But this idea that you've got to like have this giant social circle, that's the way it's been my whole life, and a lot of that was unnecessary. You know what I mean? Like not that I would take back meeting any of the people that I did or having any of the friends that I did, but having that large of a collection of friends just isn't necessary. You need one or two good friends in your life. And if you've got more than that, then you're lucky. Are therapists worth it? And how do you know what point you should begin seeking therapy? I mean, are therapists worth it? Yes and no. If you're anything like me, you're going to have to try 4 or 5 therapists before you find one that's worth a shit. Um, and even then, when you find one that's worth a shit, he might turn out to not be worth a shit. So, I don't know, man. My feelings on therapy are all over the place, and I'm probably not the best guy to ask. You should go to it if you feel like you should go to it and try it for yourself. If you feel like you need to talk to somebody, go do it and see if it works for you. If you think you should, yeah, exactly. If you think you should check into it. All right, George Costanza. Finally got sick of your fucking faggoty bullshit. It always feels like therapy is just people telling you things that you already know. You just have trouble admitting it. That's a lot of it. I mean, a lot of therapy is learning how to be honest with yourself about what's really going on in your head, and letting down all your guard stuff and all the buffers that you place between you and other people, and allowing yourself to genuinely come to terms with the problems in your life and the things that have happened to you in your life that have kind of shaped you into what you are. Really take a hard look at how you're dealing with your life, how you're dealing with your job and your marriage and the people that you are friends with and your family, and find out how much of that is actually serving you as a person in terms of your happiness and stability, and how much of it is about just serving other people. So, really, therapy is kind of an exercise in learning how to be selfish, for a lot of people at least. Some people don't need any help with that, but other people are, um, I'm the type of person that, at least in the past, I've constantly put myself out there to the point of overextending myself in order to please other people, and going above and beyond and over the top to please other people at the expense of my own health, well-being, and sanity. I don't do that anymore. And that's one of the things that I learned in therapy. Well, I'm not going to say I don't do it anymore. I just recognize it, and I'm better at controlling myself in it. Do you have any breakthroughs in therapy? I mean, I had several. I'm a very different person because of the years I spent speaking to my last therapist. I learned a lot about my own brain. I learned a lot about how I deal with. Oh shit! You guys hear that? Ree, dude, it's your. It's Pee Pee the Frog. That's not his collar. That's a frog. That's a frog. Pretty sure. Ree, ree. Spanking therapy exists. Cool. I saw this new video Pauly Shore uploaded um, about he's trying to find a new assistant. He's trying to find somebody to be his assistant, and he's doing tryouts. It's just like, oh my goodness, come on, Pauly Shore. Like, you didn't get anybody to make the compilation of their kids watching your shit. Yeah, you should try out. You might be the only person that applies. You might get to be Pauly Shore's fucking assistant. Although I don't know if that's actually a prize or not. I don't think it is. I can't try out because the one prerequisite, I don't meet it. You got to be able to type 90 words a minute. And I can't type 90 words a minute. Dude, you never know, man. You might get rich being Pauly Shore's assistant. Who knows? Who the fuck knows? I don't think you will, but you might. Well, I think about the lava in Hawaii. It looks hot. Huckleberry Finn came on my chin. Wow, dude. Wow. Is that the end the stream signal that I see being broadcast in the sky? It's a little earlier than I usually do it, but holy fuck, man. Holy fuck. Oh god, Kawaii Cost. Why did I unban you? God, dude, those two streams where you weren't here were like the sun on my face for 1,000 years. Holy fuck. I'd say I get rich off of making a tell-all book, but nobody would care about him enough to buy it. Yeah, that's true. See, that'd be fucked up. Yeah, you'd know all this inside dirt about Pauly Shore, but it's Pauly Shore that you know inside dirt about. And more than likely, all the stuff that you would know or would be things that people would just assume, because he's Pauly Shore. Yeah, I mean, he's got money. Dude's got money. So, being his assistant, you're probably going to get paid really well. Or at least have the opportunity to make a lot more money than you normally would. I've got my tiki torch for the next rally. Just noticed I had a tiki torch over my shoulder. If you had the equivalent to Batman's bat symbol, what would be yours when the city calls you in for the night? Stay tuned. I'm not even going to answer that. Stay tuned. Paul jacking it. Yeah. Someone just screamed fat in the background. Did they? Whoa. No, we're the loud neighbors, for sure. For sure. When will DFF buy Disney? That's actually our 5,000 patron goal. At 5,000 patrons a month, we'll have the money to buy Disney. But, you know, we got a ways to go till we're there, so. What if I said you lived right down the way from you and I could come hang out? I'd say no. What if I said no? Got a test and a presentation tomorrow. Okay. Good luck with that. You still be able to find name brand tobacco? Yes. Just get out of here, Mars. Get out. Get out. Quit it. Quit with the bullshit. Quit talking like a bunch of people that have never been out of their houses. Even if that's true about you, you need to learn how to talk like somebody that's been out of their fucking house. All right? And part of that means that you just, you know, you don't bring up every DL fucking thing. Even if you're using the fucking magic words, you don't bring up every little DL fucking thing in public. Because that's just not what you do. That's tip number one of seeming like you get out of your house once in a while. Learn how to keep some things under your hat. I know it's scary out there, so I'm trying to help you. See? I'm trying to help you all. You don't, whatever. You get my drift. Dude, there's no slowing this. The floodgates are open. The floodgates are open. It's just going to be one of those days, you know? In your opinion, what's TJ's least redeeming quality? Least redeeming? I mean, I would probably make the same criticism of myself. I'd say selfishness. I have a tendency to do the same thing, so, you know, critique goes to mine, goes to me as well. But, you know, TJ can have a tendency to get tunnel vision and not think of anybody else as he barrels forward to whatever goal he's on. Serves him well, obviously, sometimes. I do the same shit, so it's probably my least redeeming quality. Oh, that's I'm not trying to paint TJ as a selfish fuck. You know, somebody just asked me what his least redeeming quality was, and oh yeah, of course it's necessary sometimes. No, TJ's a really good friend, and he cares about his friends and his family very much. He's not a super fucking selfish piece of shit. He just has a tendency to, you know, barrel ahead. If you had the ability to play any single video game at a pro, I don't fucking care, man. I don't want to be a pro video game player. I'd have trouble choosing that, honestly, because it's just like getting really good at a video game, you're lucky if that game lasts a year and then nobody's playing it anymore. It's like, let's say I chose Overwatch. Well, next year, fucking nobody will be playing Overwatch. You know, and my skills at Overwatch will be totally useless. It'd be like Dota 2, but hardly anybody plays Dota 2 now. You know, it's already, you know, on the downslope in terms of popularity amongst the MOBA community. So, I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to fucking, I don't know, get good at one game. Yeah, I'm really starting to hate competitive gaming, honestly, because I think it's ruining video games, like multiplayer games, for everybody else. It's making every game, instead of being fun, it's now, I know we've talked about this here before, but it's now just super try hard bullshit. All this competitive shit, the fact that some people can make a living. Dinor, come on. Get out of there. If there's something alive over there, don't fucking fuck with it. See, I have a much broader definition of selfishness than you do. I think everybody makes about 1,000 selfish decisions every day, and I also don't think that selfishness is always a bad thing. I think that yeah, I don't believe in this like the only way you can be selfish is if you're a person who excludes all other people's feelings in the pursuit of something. Thanks for giving me an excuse to stay inside. It's 92 degrees here. Hope all is well. Yeah, dude. Oh, it will be here soon. Don't worry, I'll be on the same fucking page as you soon. If you could upgrade your current home with one thing like a hot tub, pool, etc., what would it be? If I could upgrade where we're living now, turn that garage that we used to shoot in into a big ass arcade. Just fill it with arcade cabinets and have a like a badass chill arcade area, smoking area out there. That'd be cool. People cannot do a selfless act because everything you do is to make yourself feel better. Well, I mean, there's that. It's a very Kant way of looking at things, or Kant. That was his big claim to fame was that everything is selfish. Every act of altruism is just masking some selfish desire. And that might be true to a certain extent, but I think intention matters a lot more than Kant and his ilk give it. I mean, part of our biological programming is to be selfish, of course. Well, maybe inconsiderate is a word is a better word then. Maybe inconsiderate is a better word than selfish. It seems like selfish has caused a beehive of controversy here. Take a stab at inconsiderate then. Part of your biological programming is apparently to eat and never stop. Yeah, well, duh. So is yours. Hey, Dinor. Quit it. Come here. Come here. Come here and shut up. Yep, you got shut up. Nope. You better shut up. I don't want to hear it. Your fucking buzz collar's not even on. Just an accessory now? Is it just a fashion accessory now, bud? You better stop. Quiet. Quiet. Be quiet. Be quiet. Oh, now you're gonna get it. That was loud enough, huh? You're gonna get buzzed. Be quiet. Do it one more time, you're gonna get buzzed. I don't know how that one didn't catch. I have to turn that thing up. You're gonna get the buzz, man. That is an empty pack of TJ's American Spirits. Paul thought about Pat Robertson healing talent. Nope. Be quiet, bud. We'll put you inside if you don't be quiet. I like you chilling out here with me, but you can't be barking at every last thing that walks by. You can't do it. Oh, you threw a rock from a couple states over and it landed in my yard. Oh shit, dude. That's why he's barking. I'm sorry. I take it all back, boy. You're just trying to warn me about the rocks coming. Thoughts on Scoopy getting married? I wish him the best. I mean, I don't know, dude. I'm jaded about marriage, but it's really not the time or place right after somebody gets married to talk about how jaded I am personally about the institution of marriage. You know what I mean? I'm happy for them as friends. I hope that everything works out. I hope that they're happy together. I hope that they live a long and happy life and all that fun stuff. Get married to Ashley right now. Right now. I'll do it when I'm ready to do it. I'll do it someday. You got to understand, man. Once bitten, twice shy. I'm on the back end of a divorce. So, it's incumbent upon me to be careful about ever doing that again. Hope she has a say in it. She doesn't. She ain't got a say in shit. You're not taking bets yet. Yeah, I wouldn't. I don't think. I don't think anybody else on the DFF cast is in imminent danger of being married anytime soon. So I might be wrong though. Ashley got home from work about an hour ago. She opened or something today. Not quite open, but worked a really early shift. So she's upstairs chilling. Is marriage necessary? I don't think so. I mean, I guess for some people, yeah, it can be tax benefits or health insurance benefits. A lot of people can't get on their spouse's health insurance without being married. I mean, there are all kinds of considerations that go into getting married. You just have to, I don't know. It's a tough sea to navigate, so I don't give any fucking advice about it to anybody. Yeah, I mean it's a personal thing. I don't know if I'm completely done with the institution of marriage. I hesitate to say that, but you know, I'm in no rush to dive headfirst back into that again. I've been down that road. I've seen where it ends. Yeah, there really is a lot of social pressure to get married. I mean, it makes sense for there to be. Marriage is one of the biggest symbols of accepting the status quo, right? It's saying that you're part of our society and you're part of our culture and you're committing to engage in the things that this culture finds important. Settling down, making babies. I mean, that's really what a marriage is signifying. Now, some people get married without any intention of ever having children or being incapable of having children. But really, that's what it is. It's a message to society saying, "I'm just like you. I'm doing exactly what you're doing. I married my high school sweetheart, and I'm settling down in a little house, and I got 2.5 kids and a dog and a cat and a mortgage on my mortgage. It's like a something. It lets you know something about somebody before you even meet them. You see a married couple walking with the rings on their hands, you know that they've bought in, that they're part of your society, that they're chasing the same things you are, maybe just in different ways. So that's why there's so much pressure. That's why people are always getting harassed about getting married. That's why when you're not married and you've been dating somebody forever, it just ramps up and up and up because people are looking at you and they want to feel that radiating off of you. They want to look at you and see their decisions reflected in you. Hey, I got married. Hey, I had kids. When are you going to do it? When are you going to do it? Hey, look, I got this fucking mortgage and I settled down in this town to live in it for the rest of my life. When are you going to do the same thing? Why aren't you doing it? I'm uncomfortable because I made this decision and I need somebody to validate it. I need everybody to validate it. I need to look around me and find other people that have made the same decision so I can tell myself I made the right decision. But you're not making the same decision I'm making. What's up with that? What's up with that? Why are you not doing the same shit that I'm doing? Look at this guy over here across the street. They're married. That neighbor's married. All our friends are married. All our family's married. I'm married to your mother or whatever, whoever this is talking to you. You know what I mean? When are you going to do it? And it's just like, well, whatever, man. Like, I understand that need. Like, it's the need to belong. You know, it's a lot of the same thing that drives people's joining of any group, whether it's, white nationalist group or some religious group or some political group. It doesn't matter. We're all looking for, we're all looking to belong. We're all looking to fit in somewhere. We're all looking to find other people to parrot back our values at us. We want to congregate with those people because we want to feel like we're right. We're all digging through the trash heap trying to find a nugget of gold to say, well, here's my life. I'm right. You know, I found my nugget of gold. So I can understand it. I know why people do it, but it really is funny when you understand what's behind it. And it really has nothing to do. I mean, on the face of it, a lot of people want it because they believe it's going to make your life better. You can't discount that altruistic drive for people to want you to settle down and have kids. But I genuinely believe that there's a stronger social drive behind when are you going to get married? When are you going to have kids? When are you going to get married? When are you going to have kids? Married, kids, married, kids, married, kids. When are you going to get a house? When are you going to settle down? When are you going to get a real job? When are you going to blah, blah, blah? You know what I mean? And a lot of that has to do with, well, that's the decisions I made. You're not making them. Why ain't you joining me? I'm married. Look at me. I made that decision. Why ain't you making the same goddamn decision? Meh. There's a house. Meghan and Harry were set up and planned the 2018 wedding for. Well, yeah, duh. I mean, all of the ceremony of marriage is all ritualism and stuff. I've been through it. I know. It's weird. Like you're engaging in some kind of magical ritual. You stand on this side with the men. The women stand on this side. Then the ceremonial music is playing and the woman appears, dressed all in white. She walks down the aisle in front of everybody. It's all a big pageant. Rituals are important. I mean, they can be. Rituals can also take over people's lives. So, you know, in a negative way. I'm going to be right back. I'm gonna grab something to drink. Ooh, ooh. That hurt. Come on, buddy. Come on, Dino Ray. Thanks, bud. Wanna go inside? Come on. Get in there. Hey, don't go back there. You stay up here where I can see you, bitch boy. Bitch boy. Oh, damn it. Oof. Okay. How's the dog? He's fine, I guess. There's two of them out here now. I've got the Salvador on the case. Salvador is on the case. Sniffing around this backyard like a fucking detective. Look and go. Rivets are groovy. Cool. You ever see Yuji? I haven't seen Yuji in a while. But I bump into the old man here and there. The royal family's new addition is directly related to an incident in April of 2016. Okay. All right. Well, do us a favor and don't tell us all about it, okay? What's Scotty's least redeeming quality? Probably hot-headedness. Another irredeemable quality of my own. Oh my god! All right. Time for a campaign of silent elimination for people that don't get the fucking hint after all this fucking time. So any mods that are present, just get rid of all the goddamn 420 Weedcast bullshit. Tried to be nice about it. I've tried timeouts. It's just time to start shit banning people. Maybe that'll train them to be normal human beings, or let them go find another stream to go be abnormal in. But it's over now. Like, look at that fucking comment. Captain Load B.I. didn't even look at it. Now he's banning people. Dude, I'm all like, you must be new here. Like, it's not a typical Highdeology stream unless 5 or 6 people get shit banned. Like, that's part of what we do here, homie. You want to be next? Keep bitching. Yeah. I don't play that freeze peach game that everybody else plays. That's a big deal in some communities, man. You ban somebody? You don't like free speech. Just like, I didn't stop that fucking idiot from saying whatever he wants. I just didn't give him my megaphone to say it on. What are you talking about? I'm denying free speech. Stupid. Yeah, dude. I mean, the rules are not super strict. They're just don't ever cross me, you know? I mean, how hard is that? Yeah, it's a really troubling thing. At some point, free speech became free platforming, and that's not like you. here's a better way of putting it. Freedom of speech used to be about being able to say whatever you want. Now freedom of speech is about having to agree with other people. Somehow along the line, people started conflating free speech with disagreement and or free speech with the other person's freedom to not listen to your speech. Like that was never superseded. Your free speech comes hand in hand with my ability to freely turn my fucking ears off and find something else to listen to. Yeah, exactly. A good way to put it. Freedom of speech is not freedom of consequence from your speech. You're free to say whatever you want. People are free to react in whatever way they want. When people spew autistic, fucking spammy bullshit nonsense in my chat, the reaction that I choose to have, their consequence for their free speech is getting banned forever. There you go. If you're not for free speech for the people you hate, for the most part, you're not for free speech. If anybody infringes on anybody's free speech, if I ever ban somebody and their free speech is genuinely infringed by anybody, I'll be on their side. I'll step into their court. If they're ever going up, I'll be right in their court. But that's not what's happening to them here. My free speech. My free speech, man. Yeah, I do. Yeah. When I ban people, I mean, the shit that I can think of that I ban people most for is spamming. If somebody's coming in and just asking the same question over and over and over again and just copy paste, copy paste, copy paste, and I haven't picked it up, I'll ban that fucking piece of shit. Just spamming. People that come in just talking gibberish, I ban them. Their freeze peach is not adding anything to my freeze peach, so they can go. They've got their own channel. Like you can't make a comment in here without having your own YouTube channel. So if I get you to the point where you're deplatformed and you can't get a YouTube channel and shit, then I've infringed your freeze peach. Yeah, if nobody will platform you, if you can't like stand on a soapbox outside without people throwing tomatoes at you and running you inside, then I've infringed on your freeze peach. If I ban your autistic, stupid bullshit ass, I've just done you a favor. And everybody else in the fucking chat besides. Freeze peach never comes into it. The rule, like, all of us need to get over this idea that free speech extends to YouTube comment sections. It never has, and it never will. Your free speech on YouTube exists solely in your ability to make videos of your own, and only until YouTube gets hair-lipped by what you're doing and bans you. So it's not even really truly free speech there. It's not a free speech zone, guys. This is a place that bans your channel for saying the wrong things. This is a place that demonetizes your channel for saying the wrong things. This is not a free speech platform, guys. Sorry. Yep, practically a Nazi, dude. You know where free speech happens? On a soapbox out in front of whatever pad you're at. That's where your free speech starts. Go grab a soapbox, stand up on it out in front of your house and start preaching and yelling. And if somebody comes up and fucks with you and tells you to shut up, I'll be right there in your corner defending you. But if you think that like spamming nigger, 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 nigger in my fucking chat is free speech, you're just wrong. Did you hear they found plastic rubbish at the bottom of the Marianas Trench for the first time? Cool. Great. All the way at the bottom of the deepest point of the sea. We've shit up. We've shit it up now. That's good to know, man. Sounds like an abandoned hope story, honestly. I'll pass that one along to TJ. What if the guy on the soapbox is waking my kid up? Gonna have to fucking get some blankets and put it over your kid's window or something and dampen it. Spamming is just spamming. Yeah. And like, dude, even if, like, a lot of times, like, I don't know, dude. I feel like having to make this fucking distinction is just silly, but it really does need to be made because there is a giant contingent of people that think that banning somebody from your Twitter or some shit is an infringement on their free speech, and it isn't. Here's what it is. It's an implicit action that says, I don't want to listen to you anymore. That's exactly what it is. I'll stand behind that. If I've ever blocked you, it just means I'm tired of your mouth. And I want you to go find a soapbox to stand on that isn't in my front yard. That's really why bans get fucking passed out. You want to stand on a soapbox in my front yard? Be smart. Be intelligent. Contribute. Have fun. Don't be a douchebag. Don't spam. Don't be an autistic retard. You do that, you're free to stand on my lawn on your soapbox. The minute you step out of line, I'm kicking your ass out in the street to find somewhere else to do it. You don't like it? Cry me a fucking river. I don't know what else to do for you, dude. I'm not even all that salty, dude. I'm a little bit salty, but you guys' salt meters are way too sensitive, dude. You have no idea. Like, if you guys lived with me for a few days, maybe I'll just, like, live stream my life. I'll get a GoPro, one of those GoPros that, like, points back at your face, and I'll show you how salty I get. Like, if you saw me in my real life, if you saw how fucking ridiculous I get sometimes, you would never, like, the salt call-outs would almost dry up here, because you'd see what real salt is. This is just, like, argumentative, normal argumentative Paul's ego bullshit. Oh, dude, you guys have no idea. Like, if I turned that shit on as soon as I woke up in the morning, you guys would see the real salt. You'd see the real salt. Yeah, you guys' salt meter is way too sensitive. The minute I start talking about something that's even the least bit contentious, you guys are like, oh, salty. It's like, not yet. How is social media with billions of users not a public space? It is. You've got a channel. Go say whatever you want on it. Go spam whatever you want. You want to bring your little soapbox, your channel soapbox over here and set it up in my front yard? You contribute or you get the fuck out. There's your free speech. There's your platform. Same thing with Twitter. Same thing with Facebook. You want to say whatever you want? Ain't nobody stopping you. Go create as many accounts as you want. Say whatever you want on Twitter. You think I give a fuck? I don't. But if I see you in one of my mentions or some shit and you're saying some autistic shit I don't want to see again, I'm going to fucking mute you. And I'm never going to see you again. And that'll be it. You still got your platform. I've still got mine. Everybody's still got the same opportunity to listen to each other. I've just decided I'm done listening to you. Let's see what the fucking problem is here. What's the issue? What's the miscommunication we're having here? You YouTube is not a public space, at least in the traditional sense. If YouTube wanted to restrict who can post videos more, they can, and they likely will. Well, that's an absolute truth, too. I really think people ought to be free from getting banned off of the platform for most offenses. You know, if I had my way, I would make YouTube less restrictive in terms of who gets banned from the website. I would make Twitter less restrictive in terms of who gets banned and for what offenses from that website. But you know what I wouldn't do? Take away the block button or the mute button from either of those places. Nope, those would stay. Because that's an essential part of free speech. There's two components to free speech. A lot of people forget about the second component. Component one is you and your ability to say whatever you want, and component two is everyone else and their ability to decide whether to listen to you or not. That's an important component of free speech, and you can't ignore it. Don't tell me when to move on. I want to see the theory get tested. Tell me to move on again. Yep, fingers. There can be no comeback from that. Now I'm just feeding into everybody's provocation. No shit. Welcome to Highdeology. My name is Paul Zigo, and this is what we do here. If you like it, stick around. If you don't, hit the bricks. The neighbors watch Paul making these videos from over the fence and get worried about him. I don't know. They probably just grab a bucket of popcorn. Free entertainment. What's your favorite podcast? I like that. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's a smaller podcast. It's up and coming. It's called Deep Fat Fried. These three kind of stoner neckbeard guys do this crazy show where they talk about anything they want. And they've got one of the fucking most ridiculous Patreons you've ever seen in your life. It's like $5 for 12 hours of shit, dude. They're crazy. Maybe you guys have heard of it. I don't know. Like I said, they're kind of an up and coming podcast, but no, that's the PewDiePie's on the other one. This one's got fuck, I'm trying to remember what his name is. You guys remember that dude from back in the day? Like an atheist YouTuber guy, big dude with long hair, long blonde hair, or whatever the fuck. What's his name? I don't know. I don't really pay attention to their names. I listen to them in the background and stuff when I'm gaming or writing or whatever. TJ, yeah, I think that's it. Is it TJ Kirk? No, I think it's DJ Girk. I think it's DJ. Was that his name? Was it TJ or was it DJ? I don't know. Anyway, that dude from back in the day and his brother and some fat guy. Oh yeah, that's right, Lance Sloan. That's right, I forgot. DJ Girk was just his like stage name or whatever. Oh, TJ's brother, have you heard the news? Kane's running for mayor of Knox County soon. Oh, TJ's brother, coming to tell it to you. Hey, Dinor. Hey, Dinor. Whoa. What was that? You just jumped up here like a little deer or something. You wanted to say hello? You felt like saying hello? You felt like saying hello to everybody? There you are. Give him the Dinor grin. Show him your stuff. Give him your best smile, Dinor. Give him your best smile. Where's Salvador? What the fuck, dude? Come here. Come here. Sal, get over here. Time to go inside. You know the drill. You know the drill, buddy. Get in there. Sal, inside. Go, go, go. You went back behind the shed. You know the drill. Don't look at me all sad. You were doing just fine. You had to go back behind the shed. Now you can't be out here. The rule. It's like, I don't want this shit. I don't want to be the enforcer. But guess it's my calling. Oh, dude, Dino and Salvador are totally one of you guys. Just a pair of assholes. They're constantly looking for trouble. They're looking to be into something they shouldn't be into. I see the parallels. I've done these from bars and stuff before. If you go back through the archives to back when I was in Washington, I used to walk to this little restaurant that was near my place called 13 Coins all the time. And I'd keep my stream on as we walked down there, and I'd sit down. What does yeast taste like? I'm gonna get 13 Coins is really good. Late at night, the best thing to do, because a lot of times you'd walk in there and, like, you know, it's open 24 hours because it's a hotel. It's attached to a hotel, so it has to be for the guests. But they don't get a lot of sit down patrons at like 3 in the morning, so you just walk in and sit down at the bar. I had a really cool stream one time where that guy was, you know, the guy that was running the bar area of it was really cool to me because, you know, they're, once again, not used to getting people coming in there to sit down. 13 Coins is also my bank account. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Starting to get sweaty. Starting to get sweaty. Got some beads of sweat. Out of here, toothless rabbi. Nobody cares. Nobody cares, man. What was it that somebody said earlier? I read it, I think, in the comments section or something. It's like, this is not an airport. You don't have to announce your arrivals or departures. I like it. I like it. That's a good way to put it. This is not Highdeology International. You don't got to post up your fucking arrivals and departures. Just get the fuck out of here. I mean, I care that you guys are here, but I don't care when you leave. Hey, Paul, did Childish Gambino's new song give you chills? No. It didn't give me chills. It's a cool video, though. The song is middle of the road for a Childish Gambino song. The video's top tier. No chills. Get the fuck out of here. You were warned earlier. Hey, Paul, it's true that in California schools, teachers can't discipline students for disturbing class because of the ed code. I mean, I'm sure this is true everywhere. Teachers are extremely limited in what they can do to discipline a child. Um, so, but no, they don't have to just sit there and let people fucking let the kids disrupt the whole class. They have options. At least they did when I was there. These menthols good? I don't know. Ask the Cheege. Does vaping give you a different feeling than smoking tobacco? Yes. Security used to be called on students all the time. Well, yeah, it still is. Paul looks like he smells of cigarettes. Dude, I smell great. I smell legitimately great. I usually do. I usually do. Unless you catch me at the end of like a sweaty day, if we're moving or something, or I'm helping somebody move, I'm running around outside all day, then I might be a little bit right. But right now, dude, I bet I smell better than 99% of you right now. Mm. Clean shirt, smells like fabric softener. Beard is nice and freshly washed this morning, smells all nice and clean. Hair's the same way, all nice and soft and not oily at all, just good and clean. Got deodorant on, so the pits are on point. Mmm. Mm-mm-mm. Little spritz of cologne. Ooh, ooh. I just smell good. I smell good. No BO yet. I mean, if I sat out here all day, like I said, yeah, man, I'd have some B. I'd have some B to the O. What would you consider high-end Gambino? Bonfire, sober. Um, I mean, I don't know. Those two songs are definitely a couple of my favorites. Sweatshirt. This is not mod talk with Paul's ego, dude. Come on. Or sweatpants, sorry. It's sweatpants, not sweatshirt. So bonfire, sober, sweatpants. So probably my three favorite Gambino songs. Looking good like Russell Crowe and Moses. Cool. That's what I'm shooting for. I like 3005. It's a more lighthearted song, but whatever, it's good. Your aunt is passive aggressive. Tell me more, dude. Tell me more. Just kidding, don't. I really like Sober. It's got a great video too. It just kind of exposes Gambino for what he is, which is like, I don't know. I think we talked about it yesterday and it was like he's you talk about a triple threat, right? Triple threats are supposed to be the most desirable performers in the world. These are the people that can do three things, and usually they come in like singing, acting, dancing, right? Gambino can sing, act, dance, rap, produce, stand-up comedy. I mean, that's six right there. At least a sextuple threat. I mean, that's like those don't come along very often. Let's put it that way. Yeah, all these heroin marks, yeah. No, I just live in fucking Louisiana where you can't step outside without getting a cloud of pestilential fucking mosquitoes descend on you. When parents are going to break up and they have kids, do you think they should stay together for the sake of the kid, or would it be better in the long run? I know that when my parents divorced, I fucking was so happy. I mean, I wasn't, every kid is like scared when that happens, but after it had happened, because my living situation was not great when my parents were together. My parents yelled and screamed at each other almost constantly, and it just got worse and worse and worse as time ran on. So, and you, as a child too, you can feel that shit. You can feel when your parents are pissed at each other and not speaking. They try and go on about their business like nothing's wrong in front of you, but so when that's over, so I would say it's probably not worth it to stay together for the kids. If you're miserable with one another, then get out of the marriage, and your kids will be better for having parents that don't hate one another. Yeah, exactly, Jacob. There's no kindness to the kids to have them fucking hanging around two adults that can't fucking stand one another. No, my mom and TJ's mom have not yet met yet. They might get to meet. I don't know. We'll see. Um, there's a chance. I'll probably be visiting my mom after the LA meetup, and I don't know. I don't know if TJ and TJ's parents are going to come to this meetup or not. They've come to ones in the past, so I suppose we shall see. Your parents wouldn't listen to me. Your parents aren't looking for advice. They think they've got it all figured out, dude. My mom's, I think, a little bit more camera shy than TJ's mom is. I doubt she has any interest at all in coming on the show. I mean, I might be wrong about that. Maybe given the right topic or something, she'd call in or something. But I don't think my mom wants to have anything to do with it. Dude, quit torturing TJ with this your mom's hot shit, dude. It's so mean of you guys. His mom's really nice. He loves his mom. Quit being bastards to him by talking about how hot his mom is everywhere. Like, you wouldn't like it if your mom got exposed to everybody in this fucking community and people were constantly like, you know, oh yeah, fucking Bloodlust's mom. Oh fuck yeah, dude, that bitch, dude, I'd tap that shit. Talk about a milf. Whoa, Lord. Paul pretending he doesn't think exactly the same thing about TJ's mom. For shame. Man, you guys gotta just. You guys are mean to us, man. You guys are mean to us. You know? We do this shit. We're nice enough to let you guys get a little glimpse of our, offline lives. I have Ashley sit here with me sometimes. You guys say mean things about her. TJ's mom comes on. You guys are just like turn into cat calling construction workers and shit. You're like, "Row, row, 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 row." Chelsea's around. You guys are saying mean shit about her. It's like, man, you guys trying to fucking convince us to not show you anything or share anything with you? Bunch of fucking assholes. It ain't just you guys either. It's everywhere. All these fucking fan communities. Although a lot of the problem children from the fan communities are sitting right here in this chat right now. Bunch of mean bastards. Chelsea and Ashley are sweethearts. Dude, you don't even know the half of it. That's the sad thing about it, dude. When people say mean shit about Chelsea or mean shit about Ashley in these chats or in the fan communities and stuff, they don't even know how nice both of those people are and how sweet and unassuming both of those people are. Like, they don't even know how douchey their comment is. Like, they think they're being douchey on one level, but it goes so much deeper if you actually know the people that they're talking about. Just such a, it'd be one thing if they were like us, it'd be one thing if Chelsea had a channel where she did this shit or Ashley had a channel where she did this shit. Neither of them do. They just drop by and say hi to you guys, and a lot of you guys treat them like fucking dog shit. I don't know why they keep coming back. She does have a channel. Ashley's uploaded videos and stuff. She might have taken them down or something, but I know she's had a channel in the past. But you know what happened? See, this is how you guys are. Ashley made a channel where she wanted to talk about things and talk about her life experiences, and she wanted to make a video about her experience in the mental health system. And of course, because she's my girlfriend, it was people from this community by and large, or maybe not this community, the DP community at the time, because that's when she released it. People in the DP community, and like, I don't even know if the video's up. I won't go look at it, not because I don't like listening to her talk about it, because it's a really interesting video, but because I can't read the comments. It just makes me want to fucking log in, like, have her give me her account login so I can ban every single one of the stupid fucking faggots. Like, she shares something personal and interesting with you guys, and you reward her by, like, saying the meanest shit you've ever fucking, you know what I mean? So that's why Ashley doesn't have a channel, because she's not a person that wants to have her, like, personal fucking shit dragged in front of the internet all day, every day. It's just pretty fucked up. You gonna cry, Paul? Yep. Yep. Any second now, dude. The tears are gonna sprout. The tears are gonna sprout. The DP community really despises women. They picked on the Buttress and Luna Lyric during their 24-hour show. They were super cool. Yeah, I mean that was true pretty much of any chick that we brought on. I mean Lacey Green. I don't know, no, not Lacey Green. Sorry, I always get them mixed up. Fucking, what's her name? Casey Tron, right? I think Casey Tron's one of the funniest people on the fucking internet, and people treated her like dog shit on the show. You know what I mean? It's just like, no matter what. No, Ashley needs to do whatever she wants to do. Ashley does just fine. She's not interested in having, every little idiosyncrasy of hers fucking rolled over through the internet every 15 seconds, every fucking minute of every day. It's like, no, it's fine. She chills here for a while, and that's that. Yeah, it is one of the things that I think is a real shame about the internet. I mean, there's no use fighting it, and there's no use pretending I haven't used it for the same nefarious means. But, you know, I do, I do wish that people cared less about using their anonymity to say shit they would never say in real life, in terms of just hurtful shit, and more like spend more time calling bullshit on shit that needs to be called bullshit. Like that's what anonymity is really useful for. Whistleblowing and speaking truth to power. Not this like nastiness where you follow people around and talk shit about their girlfriends. That's not a good use of anonymity in my opinion. But whatever. I wish people didn't have that drive. When I say people, I mean myself too. I still troll anonymously. Like you know, I'll never get over that. I don't think I'll ever be a person that doesn't every once in a while dip his toe into some faceless trolling. I mean, yeah, it's fun to shit on Pauly Shore in a drive-by way, which is what we did. I'm not saying never say anything. I'm just saying like don't if you check yourself and all you're using your internet anonymity for is just to be a douchebag, then maybe try being a douchebag to the people that are fucking this society up. That's where trolls have their real power. Uh, I'm fucking with people. Well, Pauly Shore did deserve it too. Let's be honest. Let's be frank, guys. In fact, you be Frank and I'll be Bill, and we'll both agree that Pauly Shore had that shit coming. What about when you guys shit on Corpse Midget? The dude seemed honestly like a good person. Really? If you know anything about Corpse Midget, you know that that's not on his resume. He was a weird kind of stalker dude. He like purchased women to say that they were friends with him. He was constantly like there are weird screenshot logs of Corpse Midget like just desperately flirting with underage girls and shit. He's not the best dude, but point taken. That's one of the reasons why I'm not on that show anymore. It's because there's only so many times you can take a person who was born a midget and make fun of him. Like I don't know. I don't know what else to say. There's only so many times you can take a fat fuck laying on his belly in Missouri and spin gold out of that shit, and want to keep doing it every fucking day. Corpse midget has giant testicles that produce lots and lots of sperm. Cool. I didn't know that. DP started to suck when it became a drama podcast. It was always a drama podcast. So you took issue with the repetitiveness of DP. I mean, that's one of the things that I took issue with, yeah. Paul, do you think DP community became what it is? Why do I think it did? I don't know. I mean, you get what you give. So, in terms of audience, if you go to these like Twitch channels and these positivity streamers and stuff, they've tailor made their communities to where they very rarely deal with anything like I deal with here. Their whole community is just like, wow, great job picking up that turnip in Stardew Valley, bro. And then the streamer will be like, thanks, man, thanks. Yeah, I've been working on my turnips. So I'm glad you noticed, man. Positivity. The positive vibes are flowing. You know what I mean? So you get what you give. We made a show that was about being lowbrow, and we got a lowbrow audience. So there you go. Good jobs on the turnips, man. Great job on the turnips, man. Dude, look at this squirrel. Check it out, guys. Squirrel is eating some sticks, dude. Look at him. See him there? He's like eating all the leaves off that tree branch that leans up against there. Go get Dinor. Okay, I'll go get him. Hell, dude, he won't even like look at it. Dinor's stupid. He's no good as like a pest control. That balance. Sorry, it was zoomed all the way in. The slightest tremor looks like an earthquake when you're zoomed in. Just the name of the game. I've been frog gigging before. I've killed gophers and groundhogs or whatever the fuck, gophers and shit. I've never hunted an animal beyond that. But yeah, I went frog gigging a couple of times when I was a kid. Any remorse? Not really. Yeah, dude, this squirrel's got good ass balance. It's a tiny little shitty fence, and he's like totally stable on it, man. What a squirrely bastard. What a squirrely little turd. Yeah. Squirrel's lucky that Taylor don't live here no more. She came into the Highdeology one time. I was doing one in that fucking garage over there. And she comes in. She's like, Paul's ego. I'm like, what? So holds up a dead squirrel. She's like, I got one. It's like, ew. Get the fuck out of here. What are you killing little squirrels for? Shoo. Skinned and stuffed a squirrel before? Damn. Thanks, man. I've really been working on these turnips here. Really been working on these turnips. What? Yeah, I never got that Euro Truck Simulator shit. Like, why would you? I don't know. Maybe it's fun. I just don't understand why you'd play a game about truck driving where nothing cool happens. You know, it'd be one thing if you were like a truck driver and then Godzilla came, you know, and you had to fight back against Godzilla using only the shit that was in your truck or whatever. You know, that'd be cool. I'd be down with that, but like just a whole game where it's just like drive this cargo along this road to this place, then pick up some cargo and drive it back. There. I guess yeah, maybe people do it just to chill. I do that in space, but I'm in space, you know. I like space games that are like that. I can spend hours like just running cargo in a space game, but it's because I'm flying a spaceship, you know. I'm not. To each his own. What are you gonna do? Yeah, I'm a space trucker. I mean, it's a space trucker simulator, but it's a little more than that. Because you can also be the dude that preys on the space truckers. You can be a pirate, you can be a dude that fights pirates, you can be anything you want within the context of the game. That's why I like it. But I just tend to like the space trucker shit, you know? I think I'd have to fire it up. I haven't played Elite Dangerous in a long time, but I'm pretty sure I sold all my good ships and shit for an exploration ship. And I'm out in the middle of nowhere now, so I'd have to either commit to going to the center of the galaxy, which is where I think I was heading. I think I'm equipped to get there too. get there because I know there's a station there, or I got to get back somehow. I mean, most open world games are huge time sinks. Whoa, that squirrel is nimble as fuck, man. He just made a leap. It's crazy. Yeah, if I fire it up again, I want to do it when I've got the time to set up my VR shit, because there's really no reason I shouldn't be playing that game with my. I don't have an Oculus, but that's the name that I think is best for the VR shit. I always remember the Oculus. I have the other one, but Frack Skull got it for me. I think for like Christmas last year, and I legitimately have never set the fucking thing up because I've never been stable at a place where like. And back at my old apartment, I just didn't have room. But yeah, if I set that back up again, I've got to get like there's a bunch of shit I've got to get. Honestly, my computer is overloaded. I need to get like another internal USB bank or two and put it in because I'm out of fucking USB slots in a big way. And then I need to get like a better desk, honestly, or set my desk up differently. Like get a stand for my monitor so it's not taking up desk space in front of me, so I have room for the fucking joystick and throttle. I don't know. I really want to play that game, but I feel like I can't play it like I really want to play it right now, so I'm just waiting until that's a thing. Yeah, I don't like using USB hubs though, and anybody that's used them for a lot of shit will back me up on this. They fucking suck. I used to deal with a lot of USB hubs in my old job, and they were a startling amount of my help tickets because they just suck. They get overloaded or whatever the fuck. They stop responding. So if I'm gonna get more USB ports, then yeah, I use. I mean, obviously, I use a lot of media equipment. So there you go. I mean, I guess if I got one and just used it for peripherals, I'd probably be fine. Like if I just used it for my joystick and throttle and mouse maybe and keyboard, it would probably be okay. But even then, I wouldn't trust it. Never ever plug any like advanced shit into a USB hub. Webcam, don't plug it into a USB hub. Mixer, don't just don't. Trust me, don't. Get a desk by Global Industrial, expensive but big and built to last. Yeah, I'm not really on the market for a permanent desk right now. The desk I have right now is actually really good for me because it's easy to move. I'll probably be moving in September or so into an apartment, probably with Ashley. So at that point, once I'm there and I know I'm going to be here, be at that spot for a while, then I'll look into getting heavy ass fucking furniture and stuff, more permanent shit. But for right now, oh yeah, dude, like it's a never ending nightmare, dude. My life is a never ending nightmare of moving. But that's one of the things that, I think typifies people who do this job. So, yeah, I'll back that one up too. Don't bother wasting your money on IKEA for anything. Dinor. Oh yeah, Dinor's inside. I'll be right back. have his stacks, man. Racks on racks on racks, man. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Oh, hi, Mark. Bommy from the Trunks is live, dude. Cool. I ain't talked to Tommy in a long motherfucking time. What's on my shirt? This. It's like a chola. It's like a chola with a rose in her hair, and she's half a skull, and she's like, Silencio. Shh. Silencio. Edgy, yeah, dude. I like this shirt, man. You like the turnips, man? Thanks. The new Jumanji was great. You guys are wrong. Hey, I don't know. Maybe. Chalet, Holmes. Chalet, vato. I like chola. I like cholo chicks, dude. I like some cholas. Not the ones that draw their eyebrows on with Sharpies, though. That shit I can't abide. But, you know, like a good chola and Daisy Dukes lounging on the hood of a 6'4" Impala. You know, there are few things in life better than that. I doubt that movie is good. I hope Tenacious D movie is better, but yeah. I think it's gonna be good. I think the Tenacious D movie is gonna be good. Jumanji was ruined by the whole kids turning into these adults in a video game. The real thrill is seeing some kid individuals get into some dangerous jungle situations. I mean, I don't really even like that as a movie idea. I don't care. I'm not. I don't know. Whatever. Maybe it's good. I haven't seen it yet. I have a feeling it's probably gonna suck. I have a feeling I'm probably gonna hate it. But I'm willing to amend my argument if the need arises. Everybody's seen that fucking video. I've already talked about it a million fucking times. Everybody else has already talked about it a million fucking times. Let's get over it. It's a music video, guys. It's a music video. Some things happen in it. It's alright, man. It's alright. Don't worry about it. Paul, blah, blah, blah. How many of the problems you had as an IT guy were as the result of there's a saying in IT, or at least in my IT department, that 80 to 90% of calls you go on are due to user error, and I found that was the case. Most of the time, you are responding to help tickets to either help somebody fix something that they have broken due to their ignorance or incompetence, or showing somebody how to use something that they should know how to use already because it's part of their job due to their ignorance and incompetence. That's usually what you're doing. That's pretty much your day. Any meetups after LA? Depends on the success of the LA meetup. Hey, Paul, you should get your viewers to raid Tommy from the Bronx. Well, maybe I will. Maybe when I'm done streaming, I'll tell everybody to head that way. How often did you get toolbars for day? Oh, dude, fucking every time. I had teachers who were just like serial abusers of the toolbar bullshit. And it was just like, every couple of weeks I had to come and fix their shit. But yeah, it was really common. You know what else is really common that you think wouldn't be, but it is? How filthy some teachers allow their computers to get. No joke. Like, I'm not the most clean dude. There's probably some crumbs down in my fucking keyboard and shit. But we're talking about, like, all right. I wish I had some pictures to show you guys because it's fucking straight up unbelievable. Straight up unbelievable. Teachers in my school district were all given Macs to use. And they had MacBooks for a long time, which were white, widescreen, kind of the thinner model that was out in like 2000, I don't know, 9, 10. When we rolled those out, they're all white, right? The keys are all white. The whole thing is white. I'd go in to help some of these teachers, and dude, it was just like they were wiping their ass with their hands and then going right back to type. It was just caked with brown shit from their fingers. And it's just like shit that's been transferred from whatever they've been touching to their computer. Not even yellow. I'm talking dark brown. It literally looked like there was just a coating of diuretic shit on these computers. And I'm just like, I'd show up to work on this shit and I've got to touch it. You know what I mean? And I'm not, like, I don't carry, I probably should have carried like some rubber gloves in my back pocket of some shit. But people would probably get pretty fucking, like, offended if I came to work on their computer and I was like, oh, okay. Ugh. You know what I mean? So yeah, I just carried, like, I had a bottle of fucking Purell in my pocket, and every time I left a classroom, just all right. I know that that's supposed to be bad and shit, but when you work in schools, like, you're just asking yourself to be sick half the year if you don't do that shit. You gotta wash your hands every time you go into a fucking classroom and touch one of those fucking computers. It's just boogers and shit and piss and skin oils and just ugh. So fucking gross. It's like, wipe your shit down once in a while. When you see that stuff starting to build up, get like a little moist towel with some alcohol on it and just rub that shit down. Ugh. I mean, I understand, like, the public computers getting filthy because nobody's wiping those down. You know what I mean? Nobody, like, everybody's using those and they're just coming and going. Like, these are the personal laptops of teachers. The laptops that they use all day at work, that they take home with them at the end of work to work on and use as their personal machines and shit. Like, this is their, like, it's not theirs. Maybe that's what it was. It's just there's no ownership there. But it was given to them to use all year, possibly for multiple years. You'd think they'd, like, not want it to be caked in disgusting grime. But whatever. What's your last name? My last name is Zigo, dude. Don't dox me. Don't dox me. Oh, even if the classroom and lecturer PCs were like, oh yeah, yeah, it's just gross. It's like, under normal circumstances, if I was the only tech guy at the school, I'd probably have a regiment where I went classroom to classroom and cleaned all these keyboards, once a week or something. Just after school got out, just went class to class and wiped everything down, made sure everything was clean, wiped the screens down and shit. But I got time for that. I got 3 other schools screaming at me. I'm just here to fix what you need fixed. You wipe up your own fucking computers. Like, it's funny too, the teachers that cared, you'd walk into their classroom, like, if they had actual computers in their classroom for the students, they'd be immaculate. Keyboards clean, screens clean, everything working, everything plugged in where it should be, because those teachers actually cared enough to, when they were wiping other things down, to take a fucking washcloth and wipe off the fucking keyboards every once in a goddamn while. Most of them didn't, though. So, just disgusting. Duty. Just duty all over them, dude. That's a study that they should do to shock people, dude. Do a scientific study where you just go into some random schools and take samples off of the keyboards that the teachers and students are using every day and take them back to the lab and find out what's in those samples. Feces, piss, semen, menstrual blood. I bet it's all in there, dude. That'd be a blockbuster study. There'd be news stories about that shit forever, dude. You imagine? A disgusting survey of 30 schools spread out all over the United States with no, deference given to how much money that school has, poverty stricken schools and rich schools alike. Samples were taken from the keyboards, and here's what was found. It's like, oh, God. I bet you'll find enough cum to collectively build a person. Yeah, probably. Oh, yeah, E. coli, salmonella. I bet all that shit's on them fucking keyboards. Duty. Yuck. Yuck. Oh. Leprosy. Yeah, I bet there was leprosy on it. Leprosy. I met every manner of insane teacher that you can possibly imagine, dude. Every manner. The school district I worked in forbade the custodians and janitors from cleaning the computers because of complaints of lost data and stuff. That's so stupid. Yeah, our janitors just wouldn't do it because it wasn't part of their job description. So, there you go. Was Starbucks better than the schools? In some ways. In some ways it was worse. I mean, like, every job sucks, man. Every job has its shit. So, I'm far enough away from both of those jobs now to see that they were pretty equivalent in terms of the amount of shit you got. I mean, I don't know. I think I got a little more shit at the school district than I got at Starbucks, but I got paid a whole lot more at the school district than I did at Starbucks, so. DFF school, huh? Maybe, we'll see. Oh, dude, I busted up computers and shit too when we were decommissioning. If I had like a stack of old computers that I was supposed to keep for backups and one was a particular piece of shit, I'd just drop it. I'd just take it, turn it on its edge, and slam it into the ground as hard as I could and be like, oh, that one's got to go in the trash now. Oh, well. Whoopsie daisy. This 8-year-old fucking laptop that's sitting in a stack of other 8-year-old laptops that are going to be decommissioned. I mean, that's just like... I got to Office Space some printers. Like I said, when we were decommissioning printers and stuff, we would take them to this place to be picked up and recycled. Oh, man, dude. It was nice being rough with printers on those days. Those days sucked because you were always lifting heavy shit all day. But I'm telling you, the payoff came when you got to the dump site. You get to the site where the fucking recyclers pick it up, you just throw those fucking printers off the truck. Just little chunks of printer everywhere. You're like, yeah. I got to say goodbye to a lot of technology that had been a thorn in my side, Particular individual printers. Printers that I had spent hours troubleshooting. I got the sweet duty of decommissioning them. But yeah, for the most part, you don't smash shit. You don't smash shit. I worked the school district job for it was a little over 7 years. Think you would have stayed longer if the trainer job had panned out? Probably, yeah. Worked for a computer recycler. Yeah, well, there you go. You probably, got to come pick up some pallets just like I used to stack up. I used to just have pallets of old fucking decommissioned computers. People sell that, like they repurpose that stuff, they part it out, they make a ton of money on that shit. But it's just like nobody in the school district had time. I used to push for the school district to get somebody who's, at least part of their job was brokering the decommissioning of these fucking things so that we could get a little piece of that money back and put it back into the schools. But the district is never interested in spending money to save money down the road. You've always got to save money down the road by spending less money now, which, when it comes to public education at least, isn't how it works. But yeah, it's a stressful job. It's a very, very stressful job. Um, it's always understaffed. I mean, maybe not always, but all of the IT departments in the area that I worked in, all of the, and I got to talk to people from all over the country. I went to conferences, like endless, endless tech conferences and shit, and got to meet people that were doing my job or something similar in other school districts, and the story was always the same. The story was always 110% the same. It was always, we're understaffed. I'm working, 50 hours a week. I come in early and I leave late. I've got so many machines, I don't know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? It's just like, I don't know where to start every day. I mean, the story's always the same. It's just, here's one of the problems of like money expenditure in the school system. Okay. Um, Educators are always pushing for more technology in their classrooms, and I don't blame them. They need it. Kids now need to have access to word processors. They need to know how to type. They need to know how to use the internet to research shit. They need exposure to computers. And in low income school districts, oftentimes the only computer that kid gets to touch is the one at school. So it's an important thing. To be able to function in this society, you need to know how to use computers, period. And so they earmark all this money for purchase of new computers, but they never earmark any money for the support of those computers. So they have these tech departments which have had the same, you know, uh, discretionary budget since 1988. With 5 people servicing the entire district. Every once in a while, they let you add another person, but you're still like you're understaffed by almost half. And it's just you're sent out there every day and expected to do miracles. You're expected to be Superman, basically. You're expected to look at a help desk that has 172 things on it and make that disappear in a day, and you're never able to get there. Right, tech support is an added cost, and they don't understand that it's part of investing in the usefulness of all the millions of, like the school district that I was in. It's a small town, but make no bones about it, it's a pretty big school district. It covers over 22 elementary schools. I think there's 13 middle schools and 3 high schools, and a bunch of post-secondary education school. I mean, it's a huge district. $1 million computer buys, multi-million dollar computer buys for the district, and hardly ever any of that would go towards, fucking supporting that technology. They just buy a bunch of new shit, double everybody's workload, and then expect you to work miracles. They just don't understand. Super chats. Super chats. Uh, let's see. I'm extremely angry today. Sorry, Mendacious C. YouTube comment section equals weapon grade autism. Yeah, probably so. DFF school one day. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. Maybe I will, bucko. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that would be a smart thing to do. Like a progressive school board you know, um, would pass a new fucking financial regulation on the district that says that if you're going to buy new computers, you need to have X amount of people on hand to support those computers. You know, they would have come up with a minimum, like a maximum machine list in terms of your duty day. Like, how many machines am I personally responsible for on a given day? They would have found out a maximum number where they could get the most efficient tech support out of it without completely overworking their tech guys so they could keep up. And that would be part of their spending. And you know what would happen as a result of that? They'd get less computers. But you know what also happened as a result of that? They would work. I've made this speech to people at the school district before. Never in front of the board, but to members of the board, to my boss, to higher ups, to people, to anybody who would fucking listen. It was just like, if you're gonna spend millions of dollars on computers, you need to earmark some of that for the support of the computers. If you're gonna buy, like right as I was leaving, they were rolling out this new program, and it was fucking insane. It was such a fucking boondoggle. Where they were putting Chromebooks. They had these big mobile computer carts filled with like 40 Chromebooks. And these were supposed to be shared class to class at the grade level. And as soon as I heard this plan, which involved kids taking these Chromebooks out of this cart, unplugging them, using them, shutting them down, putting them back in and plugging them in and pushing them to the next room so the next kids could use it, I immediately knew it was going to be a disaster and immediately started saying it. I was like, this is a horrible idea. The kids are going to absolutely tear these fucking machines to shreds because they're going to have no ownership over them because they're just going to be on a cart that they only get once a day. So they're going to treat them like absolute garbage. Those carts are going to be a nightmare after day one. Half the machines in them aren't going to work, and we're not going to have time to fix them. And all of that shit was true. Everything I said came to pass. We rolled them out. They immediately, like on day 2, there were problems. Day 2, well, these didn't charge because the kids didn't plug them in. The kids didn't plug them back in. So then we started, like, after the fact, after rolling all this technology out, we were like, oh shit, we better train the teachers how to use it. So then we start doing all these trainings while our help desks are piling up on top of us, teaching teachers how to make sure that the carts don't get fucked up. Everything I said came to pass. A month in, carts at all the schools, like half the shit in them wasn't working. Half the machines weren't working. We were chasing help tickets on these fucking things from dawn to dusk. And they were useless. Millions of dollars. Useless. Useless to the children, useless to the teachers, useless to the educational environment, a source of frustration for everybody on every fucking level of the chain. But nobody listens. You would think if you're going to roll something like that out, you'd come to the tech people and go, what do you need? Is this even feasible? Nope, they just go, here's the plan. Carts. That's a terrible plan. Doing it anyway. Yep. Millions of dollars just disappear. Just vanish. Useless shit. I would be fucking shocked if a single one of those fucking Chromebooks is still in use in that district. I'd be fucking shocked. I don't know. I left halfway through the full rollout of it, so I only got to see the first 2 or 3 or 4 months worth of nonsense. Maybe it stabilized. Maybe they eventually got to the point where they were useful. I don't know. When I left, no end in sight. At least the teachers are paid well. No, they're not. I mean, some of them are, I guess. Some of the teachers that have been there forever that are tenured are paid pretty well, but new teachers are paid shit, especially considering what they're expected to work. If you want to be a good teacher, 40-hour work week is not in your vocabulary, let's put it that way. All those people that bitch about their 9 to 5, 40, you're going to have a little more to bitch about. You're going to be working about a 60 to 70. You're going to be there before anybody else, and you're going to leave after everybody else, and that's going to be it. Just the way it works. And if you're not doing that, then you're a shit fuck teacher who shouldn't be doing the job. So that's what's expected of a good teacher. 60-hour work week, 12-hour work days, 5 days a week, 6 days a week, 7 days a week, every week. Come in when you're off. Teachers get, like, people are always like, well, teachers get these long ass vacations. You know what the good teachers are doing on Christmas vacation? They're on the horn with me going, hey, are you taking time off during Christmas? Because I really want to get on campus and I'm trying to find out if anybody's with keys and codes is going to be on campus. That's what they're doing. They're using their Christmas vacation to make shit better for their kids, clean their classrooms, work on their curriculum, train themselves to be better. But yeah, you don't get more money. That's exactly the point. Teachers that do that get paid the same as teachers who fuck off all day. Come in 15 seconds before the bell rings, stand up, blah blah blah, read the script, half-ass everything they do and go home as soon as the bell rings. Yep. They get paid the same amount of money. What percentage of teachers are actually competent and deserve to be there? I can't, like, I'd love to answer that question, but I can't make that determination. I'd say in my estimation, like, as far as like the efficacy of teachers, I'd say like 20% of teachers are effective. How's that? That's just my guess from the time that I spent in the district. I'd feel comfortable with saying 20% of teachers are effective at their jobs. Now, not all of them are at fault for that low number. There are some teachers who aren't effective at their jobs who would be if they were supported properly. So it's not always their fault. But I'd say taking into account all of the problems, budgetary problems, district level problems, curriculum problems, technology problems, I'd say about 20% of teachers in the school district I work in were delivering what I would call a standard education. The rest of them were well below that. My uneducated, degree opinion, but this district was in California. It was in Central California.
Ain't you balls ego?
Who, me? No, man, I get that all the time, though.
Oh, alright. You better get credit.
I'm not really ranting. Well, I kind of am, I guess. Just ranting about the school system and how fucked up it is. I guess that's true, huh?
Stop. Rant about the school system,
Yeah. Just rant about how, like, they do these huge, like, multi-million-dollar computer buys in these districts, but they spend absolutely no money supporting them, so they all go to shit. Computers end up either broken or unusable for a multitude of reasons, and
they pay for the computers, but not for the maintenance.
yep.
Wow.
When I was leaving, I just told them this, but I'll tell you this. When I was leaving the school district, they had just rolled out this program of like Chromebooks in the classroom. So all these kind of cheap Chromebook computers, and they would be in these big rolling carts that were basically big mobile charging stations. Had a bunch of chargers in them, and you'd plug them in. There'd be 40 in a cart, and they'd get pushed from class to class. So every grade level had one cart, and this class would get it for 20 minutes or an hour or whatever. Then this class would get it. You know what I mean? As soon as I heard this fucking idea, I was like, this is going to be a fucking disaster. These carts are going to be a fucking rat's nest of unusable garbage on day 2. The kids are going to break these computers because they're not going to have any sense of ownership of them. They're not going to be their class's computers. They're just going to be a bunch of computers that show up on a shitty cart for an hour a day. So they're just going to treat them like absolute garbage, and half of these things aren't going to work. Nobody listened. rolled out just like that, and I was right on every one of those points. On day 2, the carts were a rat's nest of like half of them. Like I got my fucking help desk lit up. Half of them won't turn on. I go in there, it's because the kids aren't plugging them back in. So then they start training the teachers after the fact. They're like, oh shit, we better train the teachers how to take care of these carts that we expect them to use every day after spending $1 million to roll them out. A fucking boondoggle, man. Everything was like that, though. It's like all the teachers and everybody would get all excited. They'd be like, oh yeah, dude, we got all these new computers coming next year. And I'm just like, you know what you don't have coming next year? Another tech guy. Which is what you need to have all these computers run right.
Wow.
It's a fucking nightmare. So, like, dude, I can't tell you how many tens of thousands of dollars of machines that I would work to set up. So not only have they now spent the money to purchase the machines, but they've spent the money on my labor to unbox, set them up, and configure them. And I would go into that teacher's classroom to fix something on their laptop or something, and those computers would be sitting right where I set them up, caked in dust. Didn't even try and let their kids use them. That was probably like 20% of classrooms didn't even use the computers that were put in them. Think about that.
Yeah. How much waste is that?
20% off the top. If you'd have taken the computers out of those classrooms and used that money to hire 2 or 3 tech people, then the ones that were in the other classrooms would be running. But nope, that's not how they think. It's all just like, we've got all this huge public mandate. We just passed this new fucking educational, bill or whatever the fuck, this local educational provision. We got $2 million. How many computers can we get for $2 million? That's all they think. It's like, what? No! We need to, like, we were working on a backbone that was from like 1996. Network backbone. Old fucking hubs and shit from 1996. Dumb fucking hubs. Not even switches. Hubs that just like create their own broadcast zone everywhere.
And they're trying to get us up new computers.
Yeah, and they're buying brand new iMacs from fucking Apple with $2 million, and they're wanting me to plug it into a network backbone from 97.
Man. How come, I mean, like,
It's a colossal waste of money.
everyone I've ever known that's worked for anything always tells me all the shit that's fucked up about where they work. It's like human beings are not as good at organizing shit as we think.
Oh no, dude, it's a nightmare. And like, I'll say this about public education, it's the bureaucracy that kills it. It really is. Like it's the big like all the people that are railing against big government. Yep, it's the big government that's killing schools.
Oh yeah.
Too many hands in the cookie jar. Too many fucking chiefs, not enough Indians. Too many mandates from on high that don't apply.
Yeah, like I always get the sense of it just being like these edicts come down from someone who has no idea what anything's
Yep.
like on the ground.
Yep.
So
That's exactly it.
works. And that seems to be the story everywhere,
Mhm.
all across the board. Some motherfucker on high is like, we're doing it this way now.
Yep, some proclamation from on high comes down, and you're sitting there with like 15% of the tools to accomplish it going, how do I do that? I don't even, all right, I guess I'll do my best. Get out the duct tape and the plywood, and all right, that'll work. Wrap the cord around that. Okay, we're in compliance. Cool. And a lot of it is like, you must do this. Those proclamations will come down. All classroom technology must follow this standard. But with that proclamation doesn't come any money for fucking enforcing it. So it's just like, now you've got this huge project on your plate, plus you're responsible for 28,000 other devices at 3 other sites. Just like, well, you can ask me to do things all day, but I'm one dude.
You were pretty much it for the whole thing.
I was it for 3 school sites.
Wow.
3 full sites. One dude.
So they had money to always replace the computers with new computers, but no money to actually maintain them at all.
Yep.
Just one guy.
No money was ever earmarked for support. No money was ever earmarked for the maintenance of the computers. It was fighting tooth and nail. Like finally, shit. You know when they buy shit? When they buy a bunch of new computers and they don't work at any of the sites, they try and blame it on tech forever until it becomes apparent that it's not tech's problem. It's just like, why is this happening? God damn it, we bought these goddamn machines and then why aren't they working? Blah, 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 blah. And you'll tell them it's because the network backbone is from 1997. We're pushing way too much fucking data through shitty ass fucking dumb hubs. We need to replace our net. That money that was spent on these computers should have been spent on our network backbone. And then finally, when shit gets so bad that like none of the computers and any of the sites are working worth the shit, then finally some money comes. Then finally some money is found and we get to replace all the hubs with new HP switches, and shit starts working. But it has to be. But you gotta.
It has to reach the point of like just absolute disaster.
And not only that, that takes 8 months. So during that 8 months of things slowly but surely devolving until nothing works, the people that are suffering are the kids that are supposed to be using these machines and the teachers that are supposed to be using these machines to augment their teaching. Because they can't do it. And all this money that could have been spent making, like, dude, millions of dollars on computers in my school district, and so many kids were sitting in classrooms that were mobile buildings.
Right, I did. I had some of those.
Yeah. So they'd rather sit a kid in a hot ass trailer that's been converted into a classroom with computers in it that don't work than not have those computers in it and build an actual building for those children to sit in. Whatever. Priorities, y'all. It's a total ineptitude, total lack of focus where it should be. So much bickering and infighting and bitching between people that are high up. People whose singular focus should be our children getting a good education. And if they were honest with themselves in my district, they would have been like, nope. They should have been just driven every fucking day to make things better for the kids. But they're just like, I didn't get the office I wanted. Why did Sally Hendrickson get this office? Why did she get an office with a window and I'm in this cubicle in the middle of the building? I'm filing a grievance with my union. I'm bringing this before the board. It's like, what are you doing? You realize what business you're in? Like, it's not Walmart. You're supposed to be responsible in some way for educating children. Kind of an important job. Maybe sit down in your cubicle and shut up and use some of that angst and energy to figure out why our schools are broken. Endless bitching, endless jockeying. I told a story here the other day about there was a fucking a school board president who came on, and immediately when she was elected to the board presidency, problems happened because immediately she went off to some fucking seminar somewhere and called the superintendent's office and is like, yeah, I'm here at the hotel, but they're asking me for a credit card. I'm going to need a district credit card number to give them. And the lady was like, well, that's not how we do things at the school district. You put it on your own card, and then you file a reimbursement form when you get back, and we give you the money back then. Well, I don't have a credit card. It's like, what are you doing at the head of the school board then? She had a credit card. She just wanted a school card that she could carry around and go to all the restaurants and buy margaritas with. She didn't get it. So that's what she cared about. That's where her brain was. Brand new school board president, the first issue that comes up is, why can't I have a fucking district state credit card with no limit? Yeah, here's why shit's fucked up. Here's why the educational system is fucked up, folks, because that was the head. And she was fighting with the other head of the educational system in a school district. You got your school board president and you got your superintendent of schools. The whole time those two served together, that's all their reign was about, was sniping and fighting each other. That's what they got paid to do, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. He sat in his office and figured out ways to fuck with her, and she sat in her office and figured out ways to fuck with him. All to the tune of about $250,000 to $300,000 a year salary apiece on the taxpayer dime. $600,000 that could have been poured into these schools where kids are sitting in outbuildings, sweltering in the fucking heat in the middle of the fucking summer during summer school with swamp coolers. 600 grand so these two buffoons can fight each other at the top.
Good for them.
Yeah. Wonder why the education system's fucking broken.
Sounds like, hey, look at the bright side though. Education system might be broken, but the school administrator system sounds cushy as fuck.
Oh, it is.
You know?
Oh, dude, your comp life is bought and paid for if you serve on the school board. You're treated like goddamn royalty in the town. Free meals, free accommodations, free trips on the district everywhere in the world. You want to go to a conference in fucking Japan? Just go. I mean, maybe not Japan, but you get my drift.
Yeah.
Usually anywhere in the continental United States, you just go.
Yeah, there's a big conference in Boston. I think I can learn some valuable.
Yeah.
In Boston, bye.
I mean, a lot of these dudes that serve on the school board have their own businesses in town. So it's like a part-time gig. It's a paid part-time gig for them. It's just another 250 grand a year or whatever the fuck, whatever. One of the dudes that served on the school board for years, and there was the biggest CPA in town, ran the biggest fucking CPA firm in town, served on the school board for like 40 years or some shit.
Right.
It's just like double dipping.
Yeah. How much was he actually focused? I mean, like, sounds like
Dude, when you run a CPA joint, you know how much he's focusing on his duties whenever there's a school board meeting. He shows up and goes, yay, nay. All right, back to my CPA job. Thanks for the 200,000.
What a joke. I love it, dude. They need to make a fucking show about this.
It's a total joke. It's a total fucking joke. You know how much time is wasted? These higher ups, too, school board members, higher ups, like in the educational, not necessarily just the superintendent, but he does it too. But people below him, they waste their time. They walk around schools observing teachers, which you can imagine if you're a teacher and all of a sudden, not only your boss, your principal, but your boss's boss and his boss and their boss walks into your classroom in the middle of a fucking lesson. You can imagine how distracting that might be. But this is a standard procedure.
They're just going to carry on like usual.
Yeah. Just everybody from the top tier up, everybody that has the power to fire you just walks into your fucking classroom one day and stands in the back with a clipboard going, yeah, you're gonna perform real well under that fucking circumstance. Yeah, that's a good way to get a good idea nobody's gonna clean up what they're doing as soon as that walks in. You're gonna get a real good idea of the day-to-day in that classroom. What a bullshit waste of time. We're paying them to get ferried around from site to site, walk around all day, go to the green room at each school and drink coffee and eat a donut, go to a couple classes, write down some stuff on a clipboard and pretend they worked that day. It's a fucking nightmare, dude. Top-down nightmare. Not a single thing is functioning like it should in the public school system, at least from my experience. Maybe it's better in other districts. It probably is. But
It's probably better in some and worse.
yeah, you're right. It's probably worse in some.
I guarantee you there's some fucked up shit.
Just a mess, man. Just a total fucking mess. I should go on tour and shit. A lot of these conferences I went to, they're all filled with people like me that would worked at some level in the educational system and got fed up with it and decided they were going to make a here's how to fix education seminar. You know what I mean? I should just do it.
Yeah, do it.
These guys get paid to just travel all over the country and stay in nice hotel suites and just give the same speech over and over.
You're like, all right, here's why your fucking shit's all fucked up.
Yep.
Lay into what you just said, and like that'll be my speaking fee of $5,000 or whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever it is. Usually it's something like that, right? You got to imagine they're getting about $5,000 plus expenses. So $5,000 and a stipend, so they're paying your meals while you're in town.
They'll put you at a hotel, they'll give you your speaking fee.
Yep. Travel.
Yeah.
It's all arranged.
Travel. They'll pay for travel expenses and speaking fee. And
Yep.
they'll pay for
So it's just free for you. They fly you there. They put you up. You speak for an hour, hour and a half. You get back on a plane. You come
Bridge
home.
slides.
Yeah, you come home with $5,000 in your pocket. Or you just go on to the next city to do it the next day. You go on a tour for 6 months and do 28 cities and just
Plus, you could
retire.
go on as a consultant too. You could
Oh,
go
yeah.
to the schools, be like, I'm a consultant. I'm going to help you fix some of these issues.
You have no idea how many companies there are that do that.
Oh yeah.
I worked with so many different fucking consultancy companies where it's like all these people from outside the town and outside the district come in and go, oh, here's what you should be doing, and then leave, and nothing gets accomplished, and they just abscond with 25 grand.
Yeah, you could be that, dude.
Yeah.
Just show up. I'm a consultant. I'm here to help.
Yeah, I'm a technology consultant. I've got 8 years of experience doing technology work at every level in a school district, and I'm here to tell you how to get your shit up and running. Just come in, give them a bunch of ideas that they don't have the money to fund, take my $5,000 fee, and go on to the next school district.
There you go. Sounds awesome to me.
It's ridiculous. So many hands in the cookie jar too, man. That's the thing. Is like there's
Well,
this,
it's a big trough of government
yeah,
money. I mean,
it's this big pot of public money, and there are so many shady fuck corporations that have just sprung up around education. Books, like there's this curriculum shit is all a scam.
oh yeah.
All of it. When they go like, this is the standard curriculum for the district, all that's happened is that those rich fucks that I talked about, the school board and the superintendent and all these fucking idiots, they sat through a bunch of dog and pony shows during the summer from a bunch of different companies going, here's the curriculum that's going to make you have better test scores. And they picked the one, probably the most expensive and extravagant one, and rolled it out to everybody, sight unseen.
There it is.
Here's the new books. The cost is absurd. Absurd. A stack of books for a classroom, 30, 35 books or whatever, however many you need, could be thousands of dollars. We're talking two grand per class.
Yeah.
You know what? I could walk into Barnes and Noble and get for 2 grand. I'd have to have 3 people help me carry out what I got.
Yeah.
I mean, that might be a little overblown, but you get my drift here.
I mean, a book is like a book at Barnes and Noble is like 20 to 30 bucks if it's like a decent book, maybe 35. So for $2,000, I mean, let's just show an average cost of $25. I have to get a calculator because the school district failed me too. Can't do it in my head.
It's ridiculous nonsense. Well, like, yeah, $300 at $30 a pop. That's 30 books for, wait, hold on, $10 a book.
Yeah, I can get like 80 books at Barnes and Noble for that. It's like a $25 price tag.
Yeah, just ridiculous, dude. And that's assuming that. Think about if you actually skimped and got paperbacks at $9.99.
Yeah, or if I went to the bargain section, they
Yeah.
usually got a bunch of shit in the bargains.
Or here's a shocker: what if you used all those computers the kids are using and got PDFs? Then you're really cooking with gas. But no, that's not what we do. College books are insanely expensive. That's another fucking racket, dude.
It's the same industry, right? Textbooks.
Oh yeah, textbook industry. Yeah, it's the same shit. You're poor as fuck trying to finance your way through a city college, and you're paying $800 for your books this semester. It's like, what?
Yes, and you usually can't sell them back, and if you do, they give you like 15
Yep. So you paid $90 for it new, and then you
It's a
can
pretty
sell it back to
crazy
them for
fucking
15 bucks.
valuation, you know?
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
What else loses its value that quick?
You go back to the bookstore you bought it in, you sell it back to them. You bought it for 90 bucks, you sell it back to them for 15 bucks. They put it back on the shelf for 50.
Yeah.
Just a racket.
Total scheme.
And that's at every level. Like the software shit is the same. It's the same scam. You got computers, They're all like, there's just this endless procession of people that are coming to tell you, oh yeah, install this program. It's going to make your test scores go up, 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 up. And they buy it without even, figuring out whether our backbone can support it. And then we make it work and the test scores don't go anywhere. And everybody goes, what happened? Meanwhile, whatever company it was just absconded with $400,000 or $500,000 of your money on a 6-year contract.
Test scores going up. This is gonna make your fucking stupid ass students way the fuck smarter. They're gonna be so good at taking that fucking test. You just wait and see.
Just a
Test
joke.
score's gonna be through the fucking roof.
Just a total fucking joke, man.
You know what sucked for me?
What?
My standardized test scores were always really high, but I was a shitty student.
Well, yeah, like they don't know what to do with kids like you that are already like good enough to know the basics of what they're trying to teach you. Like, I got to be honest with you, TJ, you probably should have been taken out and placed in like not like special ed, but like advanced classes or some shit.
Well, I was. You know what really sucks? That was when we went to Washington. I actually was placed in some advanced classes.
Yeah.
And I actually had a period when I was in Washington where I was doing really well in school. And
Yeah.
It wasn't at first, because first I went to a shitty school in Washington. But then I went to a good school in Washington.
Started to get
And
engaged.
I actually started engaging because it's like the teachers actually gave a shit.
Right.
And I started to do well. I brought all my grades up. I was getting like, I wasn't like some model student or some shit.
Right, but a marked
I went
improvement.
from, like, straight F's across the board and getting social promotions every year.
Right.
Because they didn't want to deal with me. To, like, couple A's, couple B's, couple C's.
Right, a normal.
And in some fucking classes, like in English and social studies, I was put in advanced classes.
Yeah.
And I was doing well, but then we had to move back down to fucking Louisiana.
There you go.
Just went to shit, back to straight F's, because it was back to the fucking meat grinder.
See, like what happened to you is what happens to so many kids. Is you weren't treated like an individual in the educational system, and that's what kids are. Like everything is towards standardization now. But kids are independent thinkers. They already are when they come to school. They already have their own aptitudes and they already have their own interests. And if you nurture those things, you create people that not only engage with the educational process, but go on to get degrees that help contribute something to their society, whether it's locally or nationally or abroad. That's the truth. If you can get kids engaged in education, there's a better chance that they're going to go on to be successful and well-adjusted and whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? And there's a better chance that they're going to be able to get a degree that is focused on something that they're really good at, that, really works towards their aptitudes and shit. At the very least, they learn something. At the very least, they go out and into the entrepreneurial world with some kind of knowledge that they didn't have before, But that's not how we treat kids, because kids have different aptitudes. I was always horrible at math. And I was always suffering academically because of it. I would have, because there's standard math classes that you're expected to take. And I was missing foundational knowledge and shit. I got to algebra and I was like, what? Thag, no, I numbers, letters in same line, no! It was just awful. And I was never nurtured in that. I was never given remedial math classes. It was just like, you got to pass this. And I'd pass algebra with like a C-. And they'd be like, all right, you did it. Now it's geometry time. And I'm like, fuck.
All of those skills have come in handy.
But the rest of the fucking classes I ran through. Anything that had to do with reading and memorizing and writing, any kind of that, it was an A without my trying. So, kids are different.
This bullshit, this well-rounded education bullshit.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I understand I need to know some basic math skills in the world. That's fine.
That's what elementary school is for.
Right. And then when you get to that level, it's like, all right, he shows aptitudes here. He sucks at this. Fuck that. We'll just give him some remedial classes in that, and then we'll advance him in these. That's.
Yeah, that should be par for the course. Like the Scandinavian countries have it right. Denmark has like they do like these what are they called? trade schools, basically, at the high school level.
Yeah.
Or once you get to the high school level, what is equivalent to our high school level, you go to a school that's focused on your aptitudes, that opens up career paths for people with your aptitudes. And you still get some of that other stuff, but your education is focused more on your real world applications. So if you want to be a doctor, you go to a school that focuses heavily on biology and the scientists. You want to be a farmer, you go to an agricultural school. You want to be a mechanic, you go to a fucking mechanics trade union school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You still get like a little bit of a rounded education. You're still getting math and shit. You're still getting a little bit of this, but most of your classes, most of the influence is focused on piping you down the path of a career. They're doing it right. We're doing it wrong. You know why? You know why? I think I've talked about this before. High school sucks because it's the third time you've done it. You gone to elementary school and learned reading, writing, and arithmetic, and you're like, all right, it's junior high time. Reading, writing, and arithmetic, 7th and 8th grade. Then you get to high school, and you're like, oh, fuck yeah, man, I got all that behind me. It's time to start really, like, getting into some reading, writing, and arithmetic. Reading, writing, and arithmetic. But the third time you've done it, you're just done. That's why so many kids check out.
I did.
Whatever, though. Common sense is not wanted in this conversation. But guess what, guys? Even if you stick through high school, so now it's the third time you've been badgered with reading, writing, and arithmetic, then you get to go to college and take general ed, reading, writing, and arithmetic. Fuck me! Boo! Education sucks.
Yeah, that's dog shit. Fuck school.
Yep.
I hate that shit.
What do you think we can do to fix the education system in the country? Burn it down. Burn it down and build something that's actually focused towards educating children and not like a long ass daycare center for kids to keep them occupied while their fucking parents are at work. Start treating it like what it is. Start treating kids like individuals. Start funding it properly. Burn it the fuck down and put a structure in place that discourages sniping amongst people in higher positions and encourages focus on what it's there for, which is to educate children. How's that? That's where I'd start. Yeah, roll out the guillotines, lop off the head of the bourgeoisie, and install something that works from the ground up. How's that?
French Revolution style.
Working hard kind of makes you humble, though. I mean, yeah, I guess it does. It's humbling in many different ways. It humbles your body,
What does?
working hard.
Uh,
Makes you realize how fucking limited you are. How do you not feel completely lost after high school? Dude, some kids have got it down. I went to school with kids who knew what they were going to be before they fucking even got to high school. And they just followed that path, stuck it out. Middle school, done. There was this chick, I won't say her name, but I used to have a crush on her back in grade school. Her first name was Melinda. So a little Mexican girl. Smart as fuck. She and I were like girlfriend, boyfriend in like second and third grade, walking around. We'd hold hands and stuff and giggle. And then this dude named Luke came to school, and he looked like he was 3 years older than he was, and all the girls just, that was it. But anyway, I went to school with her. She was in my same class all the way through. Valedictorian in high school, valedictorian in middle school. Wanted to be a doctor when she was in fucking third grade and is now a doctor. Went directly from high school to medical school, did it all, got it all done, and is now a doctor. So I know, there are people that just they thrive in that environment, but it's not the bulk of people.
Hey, no.
Why did you bring up Luke? Because there's a funny story revolving around him. I always think of Luke. He's such a piece of shit. He always was, man. Like, so it's like third grade or whatever the fuck. And I was kind of like the cock of the walk in the third grade. I'm not bragging, but I had all kinds of little girlfriends and shit. I was busy. You know what I mean? I was busy out there feeling out the social situation. You know what I mean? And then Luke showed up. Luke transferred from another district. His family moved from back east to the valley. There were a bunch of farmers. And Luke was your just like stereotypical good looking American kid. And on top of that, he was the same age as all of us, but he looked legitimately 2 or 3 years older than everybody. Just like an early bloomer, good looking kid. All the chicks immediately flocked to him. And he was a douchebag too. He was always an asshole to everybody, like all the other guys and stuff. He had a couple of dude friends, like the bullies at school all subjugated themselves to Luke, you know what I mean, and became his toadies. So he had a couple of people he chilled with, but to everybody else, he was just an asshole. He was an asshole for stealing our women. He was an asshole for stealing our fun. He's just a piece of shit. And we got revenge on him one day. We made a plan, and it was a great fucking plan, a totally clandestine plan, thought up by my friend John, who is actually now a trans person whose name is Sarah. But John, at the time, was the smallest of us. He was like the runt of our litter. Looked, where Luke looked 2 years older than he was, John looked 2 years younger. And he got picked on mercilessly, 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 mercilessly. And so he pulled us aside on the fucking playground one day, and he concocted this fucking plan. He was like, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go up to Luke, and I'm going to call him a fucking faggot or whatever it was. He was going to call him something. You're a stupid douche or whatever our insult was at that age. And then I'm going to run over here, and you guys are going to tackle him and hold him down, and I'm going to kick him in the nuts as hard as I can. And I was like, let's do it. So it went off without a fucking hitch. It was perfect. We all were waiting over by like where the fucking tetherball thing was, trying to look fucking like we weren't doing anything. John walked up behind Luke and was like, hey, you're a poopy face bitch. And Luke was like, what? John turned around and ran. Luke was way bigger than him, so he had to cover the distance quick. He barely got there in time, and as soon as Luke got to him, we all pounced. Motherfucker, come here! Boom! Threw him on the ground, held him down. Do it, John, do it! He fucking took a running start. Dun, 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 dun. Kicked that motherfucker's balls to space. I love that story. I love that story, dude.
That's like a rare, like, Paul triumphant story.
Wasn't even me, it was John that was triumphant that day.
Part of the triumph.
Yeah. I helped make it happen.
What part were you holding? One of his legs or one of his arms?
I had his arms. I had his top half. So I was down. I had his shoulders pinned to the ground, and there were two other guys that had his legs. One guy had one leg, the other guy had the other leg, and John just went right up the fucking gut. BAM! He didn't even get up to chase. He just laid there, and we fucking walked away. Done deal. He needed to be checked. He was out of control. The ego was out of control. Yeah, we've been at this school for a while, asshole. You might be big and good looking, but there's more of us than you. What happened after? Not a goddamn thing happened. See, this idea that every little altercation ends with the cops being called is a totally modern idea. This was like 1988. Shit got handled on the playground. We kicked him in the dick, and he laid there, and a teacher walked over to him and took him to the nurse, and not a goddamn thing happened to any of us. Different times, gentlemen. They used to trust kids to handle their own business back in the day. We don't trust kids to do that anymore, but they would if we did. At least some of it. I mean, yeah, look, dude. Sometimes parents and teachers and shit gotta intervene, but every once in a while, Luke needs to be kicked in the dick to remind him that he's not king shit at this school. And if it's the little nerd crew that does it, then good on them. You know, they probably passed the information along a lot quicker and more explicitly than any teacher could by pulling them aside and trying to have a talk with them about it. So, yeah, fun story.
Why?
Yeah, I ended up being friends with Luke down the road. His family was really rich. They farmed kiwis, which was a really weird crop for the Central Valley just due to the rarity. The soil was really good and the climate was really good for growing kiwis, but they were one of the first people to bring kiwis to the Central Valley. So they were fucking rich, man. They were rolling in that shit. He had this cool ass room. I swear to God, I'd rebuild it, TJ. We're talking about a fucking studio and shit.
Yeah.
He had this building at his house. His dad was into modern art. So his house was one of those square things that was kind of up on a pillar, and then the house itself is bigger and it's all windows and shit. Real modern kind of looking thing. And then he had this dome that he built. It was just a big, dome, and it was one big building inside of there, all acoustic. Like the whole inside of the dome was acoustic for recording his dad's. His dad was a guitar hobbyist, so it was like his playroom. So he had a pool table in there, and he'd go in there, record and shit, and it was acoustically fucking perfect, dude. That would be the studio. I wonder if that building's still up, dude. Just move to Madera, buy it. Yeah, dude, his dad, I shit you not, he built me the cool. We, me and Luke, we became friends because we had to pair up for a science project one year, and it was like the unstoppable force and the immovable object. Because we still hated each other. This was years later. It's like in the 6th grade, but we still didn't talk due to the nut kicking thing. That still hadn't been squashed. We were still. He stayed to his group and I stayed to my group. But we get paired up for a science project one year, and so he's like, all right, man, whatever. Come over to my house. You know where I'm at? I'm like, yeah. So I go over to his house, have my mom drop me off at his house or whatever the fuck. And we go in there, and he's like, what do you want to do? What do you like? What kind of science project thing? And I just recently saw something about hydrofoils, which I'm trying to remember how to explain it. But it's like when you got a ship, and it's got a fin on the bottom of it. And when it's moving, it kind of floats above the water on the fin, if that makes sense. So it's like it's above the water. I just seen some fucking story about it, and I was like, man, I'd really like to do a science project on hydrofoils. And he was like, all right, I'll ask my dad about it. And so he brings his dad because we were out in the dome. Brings his dad into the dome, and he's like, hey, Paul was thinking about this hydrofoil thing. What do you think? And he's like, oh yeah, those. Yeah, he's like, I'll build you guys something. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, I'll build you guys something. Just come back in a couple weeks. It'll be great. And I was like, cool. So I got all the, because you had to do that 3-folding thing to do your presentation on. I did that with Luke. But like in 2 weeks, we went and looked. His dad had built us a plexiglass tank with a pump at one end of it that pushed the water one way and a pump at the other end of it that pushed the water the other way. It created like a subversion wave. And then he built us a model hydrofoil that when we put it in there, it was tied to a string so it wouldn't float to the other side. But when you put it in there, it would skim above the water due to that subversion wave or whatever the fuck it was called. It was the coolest fucking science project anybody ever made ever. We took that shit in and immediately won. And it's just like, give us our blue ribbon, bitches. Nobody's gonna we didn't do shit for it. I didn't learn anything about fucking hydroplanes. I didn't learn anything about fucking how to make a tank filled with water do that.
You just brought it in, like, this is cool.
I just put some pictures of it on like a 3-folding thing behind it and like stapled some shit to that. Whatever. But that's how I kind of made peace with Luke Nolan. Oops, god damn it. Fuck. I'm so terrible about that, dude. I know, I'm so terrible about this.
Remember that one time you were fucking...
It's because I'm so used to telling these stories to people that know me, and it doesn't matter if I drop his name.
Yeah, I remember that Patty Acosta thing.
Yeah.
You were like talking, you did like this meetup, and like you were telling the story with some fake name, and then like second time you said the name, it was Patty Acosta. I'm like, oh, you just said her real name, dude. He's like, oh.
I've done it like 14 times, dude. I've pretty much doxed everybody in my town.
Here's all the dirt from Madeira.
I was talking about another kid that bullied me in like middle school. And I was saying his first name, and then at the end of the story, I was just like, yeah, and that's the story of that. And then said his whole fucking name. So I've doxed him. Patty Acosta got doxed a long time ago. I don't know, dude. The list goes on. No, like I said, I made friends with Luke, so we made our peace. You know, we were never like bosom buddies or anything, but we smoothed over the dick kicking and went forward as gentlemen.
It was resolved. The matter was resolved.
Yep, it got worked out. One way or the other, it got worked out.
Someone in the dick, and they're like, wow, I must have been being really bad to get kicked in the dick like that. Maybe I need to adjust my behavior.
Yeah.
No, people wouldn't just like ambush me and kick me in the dick for no reason.
Do you ever fix his balls? I don't think we did any damage to his balls. He has a bunch of kids last time I remember hearing an update, so his balls made it through. They were just used to teach him a hard lesson once, that's all. Have a little humility when you come to a new school. That's all he needed to learn. You did the same thing when you told the story about the workers' union. Yeah, I know. I doxed those poor fucking bastards, too.
Salvador, stop. Stop. Don't do it.
Does Luke work for a corporation? Dude, quit digging into Luke, please. I don't know where Luke works. I haven't talked to him in like 10 years.
Get a call from fucking Luke Nolan.
I know. What the fuck, man? Why are you telling all these fucking people to call me? It's like, sorry, Luke.
Keep calling me and telling me Paul Parker kicked you in the nuts or whatever the hell is going on.
It's like, god damn it, man. More stories. See, it doesn't happen that way. That story happened because we were talking about something related.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what.
Be natural outgrowths of the situation.
I don't think of them until it comes up in context sometimes. Like, that's how the union story, because we were talking about unions, that came up. And then this came up because we were talking about, some chick I knew in school, and it just made me think of it. I hesitate to say for sure, but I'm 99% sure the rat problem has been solved.
Yeah, we haven't seen one since the poison was dropped.
We haven't seen one since the actual exterminator came and put down some actual rat poison in the walls and shit. And Salvador has been obsessed with a spot on the wall outside here for a couple of weeks, so pretty sure the rat's dead. Hey, Dynamite, you want to go outside? Cool. Want to come inside, Sal? Come on.
You know, trade spots.
Yeah.
I also have a story. I'm gonna tell you guys. I'm not as good a storyteller as Paul, but there was this kid at my school. This kid at my school named Clay, and one time
Clay.
yeah, his name was Clay, right?
Okay.
So one time I was pissed. Him and his friend Tyler were fucking dickbags.
Okay.
So I fucking literally picked Clay up and fucking like threw him at Tyler, right?
Were you always like head and shoulders above everybody
Oh yeah,
else? Okay.
always been taller.
I didn't know if you had a spurt.
No, I was just always big.
So you just bodily picked him up and
I
chucked
threw him. But I knew maybe I can make the semantics of this work. So when I was sent to the principal's office, I was like, yeah, I threw Clay at Tyler. You know? And she's thinking like, because there's clay in the yard, like red clay and shit. I'm like, let's see if I can get punished for that crime rather than actually picking up bodily another student and throwing them.
Did it work?
No, at some point in the conversation,
She found out you were
She
talking
caught
about
on.
actual Clay.
because like I don't know how it happened, but somehow I got cornered where I had to fucking,
Had to fess.
yeah, and she's like, wait, you threw Clay the person at Tyler? I'm like, well, yeah. I guess I
great.
did.
What was the worst trouble you were ever in grade school? Do you remember?
Um,
How hard did you ever get busted? Or I guess middle school too.
I got suspended once for hitting a kid in the face with a hockey stick.
Was it on purpose?
Yes.
And was it in anger?
Probably.
Or was it like a prankster thing?
No, it was definitely
went
like I
wrong?
didn't do shit like that. Just like this is fun. I mean, like I'd have to be angry. So
So you
yeah,
were pissed off at him and you whacked him in the face with a
I
hockey
whacked him in the
stick.
face with a hockey stick and got suspended for 3 days.
Wow.
That was my only suspension though.
Yeah. I only got suspended once. I got in a fight. I've told the story of that fight. That was my one suspension. But I got in really bad trouble one time because I busted this chick's face. It was an accident though. We had tetherball shits,
Mm-hmm.
and we had a rule at the school because a lot of kids like to do what was called roping when they started, which was you use the rope to sling it faster. So when you start, you know what I mean. But too many kids got hit in the face, but everybody still did it. But there was a school-wide rule: no roping.
Right.
And I was playing against this chick who had glasses, and I roped and just. I mean, it was like it was like a laser beam, dude. I like got it spinning and then went, shoo, and it just went, BOOM!
Right in her
Broke
face.
her fucking glasses. And I was like, oh, fuck, man.
I'm in trouble now.
Yeah, I was busted bad for that one. My parents had to buy her new glasses.
Oh, dude, I was just talking today about this time. It's not even anywhere near the level of your story, but it's kind of funny because I was on this school bus. It was this guy who always played this shitty country music,
Yeah.
and I had a pen. And so I started like stabbing the back of the school bus seat in front of me, like, yeah, fuck this school bus. And the thing is, one of the reasons I did it was because there were so many fucking holes all over the bus that just had duct tape over them.
Yeah.
Like all the seats had all kinds of duct tape from where they were just coming apart. And I poked these holes, and I got tattled on. And so the dude makes my mom pay him like $125 for the seat.
Wow.
And I just told her at the end of the time, I'm like, don't pay him because it's like those seats are shit. They've got like duct tape all over them. There's holes all over in that bus. He doesn't give a shit. He just wants to make some money off you.
Right.
She paid him though, and of course the seat was never upholstered or any of that. I mean, the whole bus was fucking a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I used to have to listen to shitty country music every day.
Yeah,
That's why I know there's a song that was played almost every fucking morning, and it'd be like so fucking early it was still dark out. Because I was one of the first people to get picked up and one of the last people to get dropped off, so I was always on that bus for like 35 fucking minutes. And every fucking time I would hear this goddamn song about Jesus. And it was like this little girl. She's got these atheist parents, and all they do is fight because they're atheists. They ain't got no Jesus. So they're always beating the shit out of each other. And the little girl hides behind the couch, and then one night her fucking father kills her mom. And then she gets sent away to a good Christian home where they show her a picture of Jesus.
What?
And she's like, Jesus, that's the man who was with me behind the couch the night that my mom and dad were killed.
God, I hate those country
And I was
songs.
like, oh, no. Such bullshit. Let me get my chair back.
That is bullshit. Oh my god. Yeah, dude, I was telling them earlier that I think this is probably the last day or the last couple of days I'm gonna be able to hang with this shit.
Yeah, it's getting hot.
It's getting swampy.
Getting super swampy. It's getting humid. Getting super fucking humid out here, y'all. What's on the chat's mind? Let's look at what the chat has to say. Address the super chats. Address the fans. All right. I don't see any super chat. Oh, wait, here's some. Wait, Paul already answered. Oh, Paul already answered those super chats. So I don't know what other ones have come in, but those are the ones I saw.
There ain't no super chats, dude. Don't worry about them super chats. Ain't no super chat.
Ain't no super chat. Fuck you in the ass. Rest in peace. Cherry Holiday. TJ, nobody has any questions at the moment. Lol. Okay, cool. DFF public school system. It sounds like we got enough. We can just let Paul handle it. Me and Scotty will just like rest on our laurels and let Paul rant about the school system. He answered mine, but not the ones before it. Oh well. C'est la vie. I remember TJ telling a story about some guy making him do laps because he threw a bottle at his head. Yeah. I don't really remember that. Might have just been lost to time. I remember that when I was asked to do laps in school, I always just walked them no matter how much they yelled at me to run. DFF humidity. There's not really much to say other than it sucks. I don't know what Eurovision is. I saw it trending yesterday.
Eurovision?
I guess there's some kind of stabbing in Paris today, though. It's kind of mass stabbing. Stabbed like 5 people or something.
Uh-oh. Was it the knife of peace?
Yeah, it was the knife of peace.
Okay.
It was. As usual.
That's a shock.
Yeah. I liked DP better. Okay, we'll go watch that. TJ, watch your old cop stories vid recently. Any new ones since? Not really. I pretty much told every encounter I've ever had with the police in that. I might have had something else, but I don't think anything was story worthy. Ban knives and all cutleries. Yes. Strip club stories? Not really. I'm not really much of a strip club person.
Yeah, we've talked about strip clubs here before.
We've probed those depths. DFF, why Israel shouldn't be a nation. Sounds like that's your thing, man.
Yeah, let's stick our dick in that hornet's nest, why don't we?
We could DFF the Jews. Had to be real careful, though.
Well, that's the thing, man. We'd have to do it on another platform, and it'd have to be a Patreon thing. Like, we'd have to do it on Vimeo or some shit. Because just the name, like,
Yeah.
just the implication.
Eternal gratitude for TJ and Paul. Thank you.
But that would be an interesting look, because they have an interesting history as a people, for sure.
Yeah.
We've talked about some of it. Talked about Exodus.
Yep.
So that's their canonical beginning.
We
According
can,
to them. What the fuck is that shit? The fart of humanity.
Howard Blom versus Goldberg in a Jewish push-up contest. Well, Howard would obviously win. He could do 1,000 push-ups, but only right when he wakes up, though.
Dude, is Howard Bloom going on Worski?
I don't know. I tried to set it up. I haven't heard anything about it.
Shit, man. I wanted to see Howard Bloom go on Worski and face off against one of these, like...
That's what I wanted. That's what I was trying to make
anti-Jewish
happen.
people. Dude, you gotta ride Worski's ass.
Yeah, I'm gonna go write him again and be like, Andy,
Dude, you gotta do it publicly.
get Howard on, man.
You gotta be like, why won't Andy Worski and his band of Jew haters face at Howard Bloom 69?
69.
Or whatever his thing is.
Still streaming. I went to the laundromat, did close, and came back, and you still here. That's how we roll here. This is one of the last outdoor streams, probably.
Yeah, you guys ain't gonna get no more of these.
Because it's getting too hot for this shit.
Too hot, too many goddamn mosquitoes. Look at me, dude. I look like a fucking nightmare.
Oh my god.
I'm just eaten alive with fucking mosquito bites.
Paul's getting devoured.
These all happened in one night, too.
Wow.
It was one night I sat out here for too long, unprotected, and just, like, didn't notice they were doing it. And then I went inside, and I was just fucking... like I'd been wandering through the jungle naked for 6 days or some shit. It's awful. They were all over my back, all over my legs.
Paul looks like a heroin junkie with all them holes.
I mean, it's fucking pretty crazy, dude.
Do you let Squeaks hang out outside? Not yet. We already did cigarettes.
Like, the funny thing is, too, I was looking at them, and my skin is translucent enough that you can see Every one of these bites is on a vein.
Oh yeah, they know where it is.
Every one of these bites follows a main vein right here. This one right here is on this one. This one here is on a vein. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous.
They're good at what
How do they know that shit?
They're good at what they do.
How do they know that shit? How do they know to bite me there and not there where they're just gonna get a beak full of fat?
I don't know, maybe they smell it.
How do they smell it through my fucking stinky ass body? That's the thing. Like, these things ain't right, man. These mosquitoes ain't right.
They are drawn to the salt.
Well, just end this shit. The fart of humanity is here. We gotta go.
Alright, fuck y'all. Goodbye.